drop the diffuser. Defenders have eyes on the diffuser. Attackers are being detected. Bomb diffuser.
And welcome. Good to see everybody back again for our round two of season three of DA League. My name's Spree. I'm here with my cast member Volgar. Today we are hosting the rematch of Impact Esports versus Volgar Gaming Esports. Thirsty Bastards Esports.
Yeah, so these two teams were both highly ranked last season, and we'll have to see how they do. So this is going to be a best of
Three.
the best of three, actually. Yeah, so that'll be very interesting. Often we only see best of ones, and that's it's a little bit less interesting than the best of three. So we'll have to see what three maps we end up going to.
It's cool to see Impact Esports here, the number one ranking from last season. Definitely not against low-ranking opponents, though. Thirsty Bastards coming in third. So hopefully, just from those rankings alone, we're going to see some exciting action here. Good players, good games. I mean, that's what we're here for.
Yeah, absolutely. And so we will be getting our map ends very soon. We are just waiting on those, waiting for the teams to start banning maps. But as soon as they start, actually, they have started. So we're going right into it.
Clubhouse out of the way. Just on. Not surprising. I mean, Clubhouse, it's not everyone's cup of tea. It's
Yeah, and
usually a
it's just so played out that a lot of teams just don't want to go to it if they are not as coordinated as they think that the other team might be, or if the other team actually is more coordinated than them or
I mean,
less
it's a middle of
coordinated.
the road map
Yeah,
for sure. Gets played a lot. If
yeah,
you're a
it's
team that's
very
got
common.
specific strats, or maybe you want to do something that people haven't seen before, I mean, it's hard to be originative on Clubhouse. You've pretty much seen it all.
Yeah, for sure. And so Thirsty Bastards Gaming is now just gonna ban something. We don't know what yet. We're waiting on them to
Yeah, I
ban.
hope they'd ban something.
Yeah, Impact might have just I want to jump the gun a little bit or something, but Thirsty Bastards should be getting ready to ban any second now.
Now,
And I'm
another cool
interested
thing
to
to
see.
mention is this is actually a rematch game. Impact Esports and Thirsty Bastards Gaming have actually played before in season two, and it was a win for Impact Gaming. It's going to be interesting to see if they can hold that up into season three. I mean, it's been a while. Strats can change, rosters have moved around a little bit. I mean, just from scoreboard alone, as we said before, Impact was the leading team, but I mean, titles change. Well, we'll have
Yeah,
to see if they're going to be able
absolutely.
to keep that up.
Yeah, and the pressure on Impact now and to maintain their dominant spot
Yeah,
is
they've
going
got
to
a
be.
legacy to correct here.
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely gonna be something that's gonna be playing on the game. I don't know if it's gonna help them play better or if it's gonna make them trip up a bit, but it'll definitely have an impact on the game one way or the other. And Thirsty Bastards game, as technically the underdog, but they're not much of an underdog because they came in third last season, so they're not bad
Yeah,
by any
as I
stretch of the
said, these are both
imagination.
strong teams. We don't have a definitive here, and no point to call anything anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, the fact that we got these two, like top of the line team to play tonight is very exciting for me.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see if Thirsty Bastards. I mean, I'm sure they want to get that dub back. Like from the stat sheet here, it looks like Impact was one of the only teams they took a 2-0 loss to. So I'm sure that they're feeling that they really want to get back on their feet, prove to everybody that they're a little bit more than that, and show themselves up against, I mean, the best team there is in the league.
Yeah, and
Map
in the
bands coming in.
meantime, yeah, Thirsty Bastards Gaming has been co-signed, and then for Impact Esports' first pick, they're going to be going to Vanilla, so that will be the first map we play,
I
regardless
mean,
of
I
what
can
else
see why
happens
Coastline
here.
was banned. It's a very specific map for a specific play style. Usually revolves around people with the higher gun skill, less reformed, less structured. I mean, if you're a team that really relies on playing off of one another, Coastline isn't really for you. I mean, it's so
Yeah,
frag heavy, so many angles to hold. It's just a very difficult map for people who like to play in a regulated fashion.
yeah, it's a very loose map, I'd like to say, because it's very easy to win the map without even any hard reach, really. Like, it's probably one of the only maps in the pool right now that you don't often see a Thatcher ban because he's just not very useful. Compared to say like a Nomad or a Blackbeard band because they're both just so much more impactful in that map because of the lack of walls you actually need to open up, and that leads to some very frag heavy matches. But Oregon will be the second map we're going to. It's recently-ish been reworked, but it's always been a staple of the Siege competitive scene, so that'll be interesting to go to. Um, Now for our second and third and fourth bands will be coming in very soon.
Yeah, it's interesting to see how people have kind of learned the new Oregon over the past 9 or so months. I mean, the old Oregon, it felt like people knew it too much. It was such a felt the same every game. You kind of got a sense of deja vu when you played the OG Oregon, and it's weird to see how it's almost been a 180 flip with the rework, where it's become one of the most innovative and interesting maps in the competitive pool in relation to its former self.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that it's probably one of the better reworks. Obviously, Cafe being another one that has been reworked very
Yeah, Ubisoft is
well.
notorious for not perfecting their reworks. I mean, if you look at Hereford Base, Canal, not exactly incredible, but I mean, Chalet's it's not terrible. Could be worse.
Chalet would honestly be one of my top maps to come into the comp pool, like maybe instead of Consulate, because I have a personal distaste for Consulate,
Yeah,
regardless of how
Consulate
good
ain't
it is.
it.
Like competitively, I just dislike it as a map. So if Chalet were to come in instead of Consulate, I'd be a happy man.
Yeah, I'd absolutely be down for that. Maybe not Skyscraper though. I'm not sure it's quite up for it.
Well, we have to see how it plays out. It's been less than a season in, and because of the map ends and ranked now, it's very hard to get an actual match on unless you're
That's
scrimming
true.
with
I
another
mean,
team.
it's been months. I still don't feel like I really know that the map.
Yeah, absolutely. But now we're just waiting on Thirsty Bastards again. Wait, no, actually, no, this is Impact's turn to ban. So, yeah, we're just waiting on them to ban a map right now.
Yeah, remaining maps in the pool are Theme Park, Cafe, and Consulate. Mhm. Oh, yep.
Yeah. Okay, so there's
Unfortunately, there was a
a
bit of a mishap with the map band. We've just got to switch that around a little bit. But yeah, still not too different. Map bands are the same, but it's actually going to be Consulate. It's going to be our first pick, first map played.
oh, okay,
Just
there it
waiting
is. Yeah.
on new ones to come in here.
Okay, so Oregon's still going to be our second map, and so now we're going to be definitely playing on Consulate first, and then Oregon's, and then we'll have to see what the final decider map might be if we get to that point.
You know what's strange is to see Theme Park remaining so long in these map bands. Villa gets
Yeah,
knocked out, but still Theme Park doesn't. I mean, it's not a terrible map. I mean, I feel like some people love it and some people will just never play it.
yeah. I mean, it's got the factor that it's very new to the competitive scene, and it's new and newish in general as well. But it is a solid map. It's just kind of it's a little bit defender sided considering how big it is, similar to Villa. But overall, I do think that it is a very strat heavy map. Like you need to be very coordinated as a team, both on attack and defense, in order to play it properly. And that's why we see some teams either prefer to go to it or just avoid it at like the plague. But we'll either be going to theme park or Cafe Dostoevsky, which is a personal favorite of mine. Very fun
And
map
there
to
we go.
play. Yeah, there it is.
Theme getting knocked out after all we talked about it. Terrible. Yeah,
Yeah.
anyway, Cafe going to be our final map. We've got all three locked in, and I can't say it's a letdown for sure. I mean, it's going to be an interesting match either way.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is gonna be like you said, this is gonna be a very interesting match. Um, and we do get the side picks coming in right now. So on Consulate, Impact Gaming will start on the attack, while Thirsty Bastards will start on the defense. Um, Same for actually on Oregon, which is interesting because Impact had the option to take the defense because it's or Thirsty Bastards Gaming's pick, but they actually chose to go on the attack, and then so all three maps actually will be an attack for Impact Gaming first rounds. So they do seem to prefer their attacks.
Yeah, that definitely seems to be the case.
Yeah, so very interesting. But
You know what I'm looking forward to seeing is how Impact handles their window play on Consulate here. Find that of all the factors that contribute to why people either love or hate Consulate, it has to do with that vertical and that repel action. I mean, to take care of a site like Consulate or Lobby, I mean, even if you want to take Garage, you have to do that vertical play on piano, Windows, console. There's a lot to think about in terms of vertical and repel action. And I mean, if you're not up to that type of gameplay, it's going to be really difficult to get the map control you need.
Yeah, so yeah, there's a lot of repel action, like you said. You often see a Valkyrie ban because those cameras can just be thrown out, and then like there's so many angles to peek as a defender in order to like get a relatively free pick on the attackers.
I will
Um,
bet you there's going to be a Valkyrie ban. I will bet
yeah,
you.
absolutely, would not be surprised.
Do
Another
not
thing
see many matches on Consulate where, there's not a Valkyrie ban.
Yeah. So, and another thing to note with Consulate is that it is, I believe, the smallest map in the pool as of right now in the comp pool. So that is another factor to worth considering. It's very small, which means that it's difficult to roam and fairly easy to roam clear. Um, However, it is still like extremely difficult to actually get into the building as an attacker because, like I said, all of those window peaks that are available.
Yeah, it does feel like sometimes you're trapped outside of the building. You can't really get inside.
Yeah, and so right now we're just filling up the lobby for both teams, and we'll be getting into the match as soon as possible.
From Oregon here, something that reaches out to me is that it's really hard to extend nowadays after the Jaeger nerf. I'm still not quite sure. It's been weird watching it play out among comp teams, but I've been finding that some people are still attempting to do it, but it's really difficult if you don't have both the Jaeger, Wamai, and a second shield for highway. Like there's so much more utility when it comes to holding basement on extension, and I'm really interested to see if either of these teams are even going to give it an attempt, if it's even worth their time to go for it, because
Yeah,
sometimes you just have to pack your losses.
it is difficult to pull off, but if you are able to pull it off, like playing a smoke in blue there.
It's got to be smoke. You have to have a shield on the blue door. You need to have the Wamais on the double door. You need the Jaegers, and there's just it defines so much of your hold that it makes it difficult to do anything else really.
Yeah, it's definitely a big investment, but when it
Utility
works, it
commitment.
does work. Yeah, there's a lot of utility you have to dedicate to it. Yeah, like you said, usually all three ADSs,
And I
potentially
mean,
some
it's getting in
Romano as
style now
well.
to just go for a freezer laundry split. Some people don't even think it's worth it, really.
Yeah, the only saving grace with that is that when you're in blue as a defender, you are able to actually hold on to the freezer door as well. Obviously, it's a little bit hard with the smoke with that SMG-11 and its limited magazine and massive recoil, but the talented smoke players are able to actually hold on to laundry from blue itself. So that is definitely a factor worth considering there when you're talking about that blue holds being out of date.
Factual. Well, we're almost ready. Just waiting on a few more people in the lobby, and we're going to get started pretty soon. I'd be interested to know how everybody's feeling about what we're going to be winning here.
Yeah, so we're going to be loading into Consulate once we get the last couple people in the lobby. And like I said before, Impact Gaming will start on the attack, which means that, well, in theory, Thirsty Bastards has a little bit of advantage, but in all honesty, Consulate's
Yeah,
probably one of the more
balance
attacker-sided
map. Yeah.
maps.
You
Yeah,
know what we'll
more
do,
in
just
pool.
out of curiosity here for the viewers, we'll put up a Twitter poll here asking people what they think about who's going to be winning the first match here. That way we can get a little bit of a uh, idea of how you guys are feeling about the outcome.
That's a good idea. It is I'm definitely interested to see what the viewers think will happen on these maps. Obviously, Impact has the momentum coming in, but Thirsty Bastards, they're going to be hungry and thirsty for the victory here.
Hmm. Oh, and there we go. The wait is over. Players are loaded up, and we're going to be getting right into the match. You excited, Vulgar?
Absolutely. I'm very excited to get into this map, especially considering how fast you actually got to do it. I do remember the last time I casted for DAL, it did take a little bit of setup in order to get the match actually started. That was in qualifiers, of course, but
Well, we're here at last.
we're in right now. Yeah, so we are going into consulate.
Exciting.
Yeah, very exciting. So we're loading into the ban phase right now, and we'll have to see who's going to be banned, who's not going to be allowed to play today at the consulate.
Now, my predictions here are Nomad and Valkyrie, just flat. No discussion there. If that doesn't happen, I will be firmly surprised.
Yeah, Nomad is a very good ban here. Thatcher also, considering you want to get that.
Just gone. Yep,
Yeah, Thatcher's just a default ban at this point. I mean, if he's not banned, it's more noteworthy than if he is banned on any map, really. Um,
absolutely.
but for now, Impact will be banning. They're going to be banning tepidly because they are on attack first, so obviously that might have an effect on who they ban on attack. It will be the Blackbeard. So
Blackbeard.
that's going to be a lot of window play
Huh.
gone. It's still going to be possible to play on the windows, but it will be definitely a lot harder now on both sides because that Blackbeard shield is just so powerful on window play. So that's not very surprising to me at all. Like you noted, though, the Nomad is going to be in play now, which means that defending runouts are going to be much harder to accomplish because those 3 air jabs that will go off if an attacker tries it or a defender tries to run out. And like we were both saying, the Valkyrie also being banned out. Not surprising at all. Both those Navy SEAL operators are not allowed to come to consulate. No Valkyrie cams are going to be placed outside. The only intel is going to be Maestro cams, Echo cams, um, bulletproof cams, as long as Maestro Echo aren't banned.
And the defaults, of course, Mira.
Yeah, I mean,
Not a terrible ban.
It's not terrible, but honestly, I'm not a huge fan of Mira on consulate. I mean,
I
there's
mean,
some
I'd
stuff
say there's
on
very
it.
specific situations where she is incredibly effective. I'd say some people would argue that perhaps small office on garage would be a strong position, but I mean, from that perspective, like cameras will give you similar intel, and you can't really pick a gunfight from that length.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm not upset about the mirror ban. It's definitely like a respectable ban, but I feel like on console specifically, there's some more maybe volatile, more useful operators to ban out. But what's done is done. Mirror's banned. Can't do much about that. And we'll be seeing Malusi coming out for the defense of Thirsty Bastards Gaming, along with the 6 victim Maestro. So that's gonna be some utility, uh, useful utility.
Surprised to see
Here.
that lion get six picked. I was like, yeah, I don't feel like that's sticking.
Yeah, ever since Lion's been reworked or nerfed, depending on what you want to say,
Just doesn't really fit the
been,
competitive setting anymore, really.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, he can be useful in some situations, but it's just so the intel he gives is so fleeting. Even if it does catch people out, that you are able to just kind of run away from the lion skin most times, even if you are droned out.
Yep. I mean, even what you're looking at really is just a 2-speed with a good gun and stun grenades.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, the fact that he doesn't offer any utility clearing.
You know what
out of
I'm surprised? We
the
haven't even
primary.
talked about the fact we're looking at a first round lobby.
Yeah, I mean, that's not terribly surprising. It is a respectable bump side if you're coordinated enough, which obviously...
I was about to say, I think what this shows us beyond anything else is that these guys just know what they're doing. I'd say a less confident team would default to a site that's just a little bit easier without the coordination. But, I mean, it seems that these guys are steady in their communication, and they feel like they've got enough going for them to just get things done without the handicap, if I may.
Yeah, for sure. And I do think that we just saw all 3 air jabs go already, so that's very fast putting them outside.
Not
Makes
surprising,
sense.
though. I mean, that's pretty much what she's there for. Just make sure those
Yeah.
runouts are covered. Looks to be a full admin clear from Impact. Just entering in there to administration and eventually front desk, but without much fight back from...
Yeah, unfortunately, the Mozzie did actually end up taking away a drone from the attackers, which is not great. I don't know if he was able to get the drone away, but ooh, that's not good.
Bit
Jello.
of a faulty intel there from the castle. Second pick coming in
Yeah,
from Zofia.
Attackers
Left up
Yeah,
to the
not-
Malusi here on top yellow to hold down the top floor. She's able to get at least one trade, but not compensated for by her two teammates. All alone now,
not-
able to get a double pick. Nice Nitro here coming in, and the Jaeger coming up spiral to support here, rapidly changing the tides of the match here. Gone from a 5v3 to a 3v2, but the Habana dropping the hatch, relegating the possibility of a man advantage, but not for too long. Ash left in a 1v2 situation on the spiral stairs. He's going to be alone, but oh, he misses the Maestro. The shoulder just exposed there. Maestro overswinging there, and now all left up to the Malusi. Ulz, from earlier in the round, already got 2 frags. Is he going to get a third? Nope. Ash cleans up the round for her team, getting, if not 2, then a 3K. I can't quite recall, but nonetheless, pulling weight for her team.
Yeah, 3K on the round, and that was very, very clean shots from her. Jello just mopping up everybody on that round. Well, not everybody, obviously, but 3 of them at least, a majority. And that was a very frag-heavy round. I mean, we didn't see
I can't say I would describe that as
much of an
anything but
executor.
confusing.
Yeah, definitely. Like it was definitely a lot of frags coming out very early on. No runouts from the defense, but like it didn't even need to because the attack just Impact
And
just
those
kind of
nomads were
ran
in
in.
position, yeah. But I mean,
Yeah,
just
definitely.
looking at that setup, all I can say is that top hold was pretty much for nothing, really, because it didn't stop them. They didn't play it to the point where the attackers had to push them out. What really happened there is we saw the attackers get
Defenders,
2 free
protect your
picks
bombs
as they
from being
took
defused
ground,
by
the
attackers.
Malusi refrag, and then the Jaeger take the man advantage with a aggressive push. And the attack just happened to be able to take gunfights, push downstairs, and take the rounds. Basically just swooping it out of the defender's hands. But either way, I didn't see too much efficiency from either teams on either the roam clear or on the top hold. It was pretty much just gunfights there when it came down to it.
Yeah, and Thirsty Bastards will be scared off of going to the first floor again, and they will be going to the basement, which is a bit more of an old reliable, if you could say that. And
Yeah, the safety net.
yeah, exactly. And it's a very similar
Attackers
lineup
objective
coming
is to
out
locate
from
a
both
bomb and
teams.
defuse it.
The Ash to the Sophia still coming out from Impact, and then you still have the Malusi on Thirsty Bastards. Does look to be a similar execute, or
Attackers
not
mark the
execute, but
diffuser
similar
has been
entry as
dropped.
well. You got the
Attackers have
people
recovered
coming
the
into
diffuser.
Visa, maybe cleaning out admin as well.
Attackers have dropped the bomb.
Jaeger
Don't know if we
sneaking
see the
around
first
here up in
pillars,
tellers.
yeah.
This is going to be a very quick play either way for the Jaeger, but noticing the drone, he's able to save his life and escape before too late. Almost gets a nice wallbang there, putting some good damage on the Twitch, but he's able to escape before he gets any repercussions.
Yeah, Pino losing about half his health from the ball bang from Bridge. That's excellent. Yeah, the intel or game sense coming out.
Yeah,
From
nice cross
Bridge.
angle here from this Legion and Jaeger here, just holding onto the backstairs.
Attackers recovered
Looks like the
bomb.
defenders aren't really planning on holding on to the top floor too much. Except for the Malusi, it seems to... I didn't even notice her there, but she's gone before she's ever been useful. Just hiding away upstairs in connector, but her influence is going to be blunt.
Yeah,
Looks like all of the
fortunate that
defense now downstairs.
yeah, the top floor holds coming from Thirsty Bastards entirely ineffective yet again. Unfortunate, but they've only lost one person this time instead of 2, so that's improvement, I suppose.
Yeah, well, it is one man down. Last time there was a refrag, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. Looks like
Attackers have
Impact
located a
Gaming is
bomb.
just cutting their losses and holding their dear sight till the very end.
Yeah, and if you're going to go for a total setup, I do think that basement's a lot easier to do that in than the first floor lobby because there's just a little
Still
bit
plenty of
fewer angles.
utility, yeah, to keep them at bay.
Yeah, and Bridge went into this spiral stairs along with Freezing, I think. Oh, no, it's not Freezing. I'm not sure who it is on the stairs, but one of the players of Impact.
Finally, a
Oh.
refrag here from the defense and a double coming in from Bridge. He's able to take out the Ash on Spiral. Now the man advantage for the defense before we even notice, but fortunately for Thirsty Bastards, they're able to get the refrag on the downed Legion. Jaeger trying to aggressively crouch walk up the spiral stairs here, try to take a gunfight with the Zofia, and it's going to work out in his favor as he's able to recount the man advantage, leaving the attackers with 30 seconds on the clock and no site control in sight. If they're able to get a few picks here, they may be able to get themselves a push into the first floor, and there it goes. Jaeger goes down. Cade still holding by the white van, but the two remaining defenders are split in the last 10 seconds. Cafe control comes in, but small office was not cleared, and the pick comes out. Not one, but two. Uller showing up for his team once again, getting a double pick on the Maestro and securing the round for his team.
Yeah, that ult is a very powerful gun in the right hands, and Allers is definitely able to make use of it. So now tied up 1-1. Thirsty Bastards will have to go somewhere else.
Although I would say that it was the attack's fault for not clearing that. In the last few seconds of the round, I can see why a room such as small office might get overlooked, or a corner may not be checked in the last few seconds of trying to get the plant down.
Yeah, interestingly, the fuse is being shown from Impact. Not sure if there's going to be 6 picked off of it. Doesn't look like it. The Nook is actually going to be 6 picked off instead. So the fuse is going to be in play.
May not be the worst move for lobby.
Yeah, except they are going lobby. Okay, yeah. So I was under the impression they were going top floor, but yeah, no, lobby. That is actually a very good pick. I think Fuse is kind of underrated because he's a 1-speed, but in all honesty, ever since he got that 4th cluster charge, he's been kind of a force to be reckoned with. You know, he's got that AK-12, probably the best gun in the game. And if you can get above his site with some destructible floors, like he can wreak havoc on the utility in that site. Pretty much clear room with a single impact charge, cluster charge, and then once that's done, maybe even get a pick or two off of it as well.
Looks to be the same setup here from Impact, but I think hopefully, they've learned their lesson a little bit here with the admin push, and it looks like they're going to be devoting a little bit more utility and maybe playing a little bit closer to the chest here. Hopefully holding top floor just a little bit stronger.
Yeah, Thirsty Bastard seems to be holding on to admin this time. I do believe last time they were just holding on to projector without trying to hold admin itself, but it does look like we'll be seeing a more admin-centric hold here.
Oh, I'm sure that didn't feel good for Ash there, just seeing a kill whiff by, but I mean, realistically, I can't see anyone hitting that shot.
Yeah, I mean, with us, we have the outlines on, but with for Jello, it must have been like a fleeting...
Just a fleeting sight of his enemy. He's like, damn, if only I knew.
Absolutely.
Looks to be a copy room push instead of the admin windows compared to last time, but it seems to not be nearly as easy as we previously saw. The Mute playing close to the doorway here, just going to be burning time for the opponents. Little bit of a mishap there from Hibana.
This Mute Jammer giving Pino a little bit trouble here. Jello did push in. We'll get a couple shots onto the Mute. He's playing with the MP5K. He can play the long angles if you can get some picks maybe, but I'm not going to get anything done right now.
Yeah, I will say that looks like Thirsty Bastards are just doing a lot better job at burning away this time here. Still in position top floor. Finally dropping down as one of them, but they still have a man on the top floor.
Yeah, at this point in the rounds, on the first round, I think it was like a 5v3 for Impact. And
we're about to see some action here. Jaeger going for the aggressive push-up on spiral stairs. Doesn't seem like they know of his location yet. The castle doing plenty of diverting. Still playing over by bathroom. If they go for a push-up here on long desk, he may just get a freebie.
Yeah, and Liv just gonna rotate down yellow stairs, play out his life. But he actually does
get a pick before he goes out.
Yeah, that goes through the yellow stairs wall. That's beautiful.
That's a big win.
There, yeah.
Oh, unfortunately, Jaeger not able to get that pick. Good thing the castle did. He's taken out on spiral stairs, and it's the Twitch that's going to be going down, and not the defender.
Yeah, not Excel's now in position to maybe get some cluster charges down, but he hasn't put any down yet, I don't think. Hatch getting opened with 6 Hibana pellets, which is a little bit of a waste.
Yep, interesting. We won't talk on it. Oh, and that's a quick back. Uller's taking out a Nitro pick, And then the castle getting a shot off too. Quick refrag from the Twitch, but only 15 seconds left on the clock, and it's a 1v2 for Exile. This is going to have to try to get these picks here and get the plant off.
Yeah, and Pepino also down, which means it's effectively a 1v2.
He's able to get it down himself, though. Now it's all down to a 1v1. No plant in sight. He's going to have to go for the pick, but the Mozzie's just a little bit too far. It's not going to happen. Impact, take another round. Actually, no. Impact doesn't take another round. That's just me being dumb.
Yeah, Thirsty Bastard's taking a round. And that is very close, I'll have to say, down to a 1v1 in the end. Could have gone either way, but the Mozzie was just in a better position to avoid the fight, I guess.
I'm glad to see that Thirsty Bastards did a little bit of a better job on the top hold. They burnt time,
Yeah.
they got picks, and they fell back without too many losses.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it was just Bridge who actually died on the
It
top
was just
floor.
Bridge, and it didn't seem like he was even part of the planned top hold. He just pushed up to try to get a rotating flank kill.
Yeah, definitely. And we do see a pulse coming out from Psy on the top floor now, because they can either go top floor or they can go to the split site, which is definitely the least preferred site for most teams.
You know, funny to think about, you can actually, every single site on Consulate, Pulse can be useful for. Every single site.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, because, you're definitely right, because there's so much...
Three floors of vertical, yeah.
Yeah, there's so much vertical play on the console that Pulse is just an absolute beast in the right hands. I mean, he's got the which is not the best gun, but he also has that heartbeat scanner and C4, which can get a free pick, like at least one free pick per round usually, as long as it doesn't get, cornered out too quickly. They're actually going to be on the mute with a shotgun this time instead of the MP5K. I'm not sure if it was the same person playing mute as last time, but you can take one of the shotgun.
It is not.
Right, so it is a different person actually, but still, I'm a huge proponent of the SMG-11. I think it's a great gun in the right hands, and a bit of a segue.
Some people might hit you for saying that.
Yeah, but a bit of a segue. But Psy is actually on the basement. There's no IQ in play either, so he's going to be free to collect info in this scanner as long as he doesn't get drowned out.
Yeah, just raking in that information. It's actually going to see that 3 of them over by Visa here, pretty much doing the same push as usual. It seems that Impact's bread and butter happens to be the Visa admin clear.
Yeah, very reminiscent of Empire from like a year or two ago. Just constantly with that admin take, although maybe a little bit less effective than Empire would do. But yeah, no, Psy is going to be able to call out the fact that it's entirely...
That's an early one. Sophia taking out that Capcan early on.
Yeah, and something we didn't even talk about was the fact that there is a Capcan on the board, which is interesting in and of itself.
I think we won't talk about that. Yeah.
I mean, the gun is good, and he has a 1.5x now, so like it is a decent frag.
Twitch in a position here to get an easy frag on Matt Malusi here. He's just got to swing a bit more. But he's playing it safe, as he probably should, just holding the rotate on site. But
Yeah,
it's good of that Malusi to be able to get that refrag on the Zofia. Because if they didn't have the, at least even, if not man advantage for the push here, things may have not gone well for the defense.
Yeah, and Thirsty Bastards actually have the advantage now in terms of HP at least. So, yeah, and like you said, the ball still in play is huge. Pepino just holding on this. Oh, he barely misses the kill there.
Few shots go out. They are able to get down. Bring it to 20 health. No finishing frag though.
Oh no!
And what did I say about that Capcan not being useful?
Yeah, Capcan two traps in a row.
Whatever I said, I take it back.
Yeah,
2 frags coming out for the defense, securing them steadily into a man advantage in the 4v2. Nomad now on the repel. The defense is split up a little bit here. They're going to have to try to recuperate and try to get a push going, but the only way I can really see them getting this win here is if they can get a few gunfights under their belt. Maybe they'll be able to bring things back.
Yeah,
and there we go. Just as I said, Pulse getting taken out.
Yeah, and the Pulse wasn't able to use the C4, but he did get a lot of intel.
And that's all they really needed. Yep, 2 picks coming out, and the plant is actually going to proceed. And the mute, oh my god. Fortunately, they are able to stop the plant, but Nomad's going to be continuing on. Gonna push up. Oh, but the
but
Malusi not pushing up, not trying to stop the plant.
Munch tries to
Goes down
scare
to
him
the
off, but
1v1.
Linux was not afraid. Gets the plant down and now in a 1v1. Might get the revive actually.
Oh,
Ooh, no.
almost there. Nomad still in the building though, pushing up to try to secure the. Oh no, but Nomad drops. Now he's stuck downstairs with some health on the board, and they know he has a long way to go, and that's pretty much it.
Oh, but he's
Nomad gonna have to sprint it.
missing the rotate.
Oh my god, but he made it!
Yeah.
What is this round? Well, it's over anyway, but that was a series of unprecedented events. I pretty much can confidently say that every prediction I had that round was wrong.
Yeah, that was interesting to say the least. I mean,
to recap, the Nomad and the Hibana were able to claw back some picks, get the plant down in the last few seconds, get it down, and then the Nomad dropped the hatch, rotated around Visa stairs, and was able to deny the first diffuser. You know what? I think we'll leave that round for another day. That's an analysis that I don't think my brain is capable of comprehending. I think we'll just put that on the shelf and move on. Either way,
that was
Thirsty
wild.
Bastards securing their third round. Sure, they're feeling pretty good about that one.
Yeah, Thirsty Bastards now have secured at least a draw in the half, which is big.
I'd say pretty average for defense, though. It's what they were looking for. I'm sure they'd at least like to get one more round, maybe two. But I mean, who wouldn't, right? You know.
Yeah, for sure. Well, they have the potential to go 5-1 now. I mean, they've won 3 sites in a row now, so if they can just do that again for 2 of the sites, then they're set. I mean, this is looking very good for Thirsty Bastards so far.
This was actually one of the closer rounds for Impact Esports, though. They were almost able to get a plant down, and if it weren't for Ullers on the Maestro here, they may have been able to get a victory last time that Thirsty Bastards went downstairs. We'll have to see if they're able to follow up with a win again, or if it's going to be the same series of events.
Yeah, even though the scoreline is currently 3-1, I do think that each individual round has been so close that like each one could have gone either way, and to say
especially
that
last round.
Yeah, exactly. To say that it's just 3-1 is a bit misleading because the fact is Impact have been extremely effective and for the most part. But ooh, Friesen takes an early damage from a spawn bee coming out from I want to say it's side, but I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, that Vigil getting some early kills, or not early kills, but early damage at least onto Friesen.
Early impact on the round, yeah?
I guess you could say that.
Making his presence known. A little bit more damage for the Vigil here. Oh, it seems like one of the defenders is stuck in admin, though. I can't say that's a good start. Despite how much damage he's put out, I'd say his life has still not reached the point where he can sufficiently die, and it looks like the Buck entering in here, getting ready to make his life non-living.
Yeah, I mean,
not much to say about that.
Yeah.
Pretty bad positioning.
Yeah, very effective pinch there coming out from Impact. Able to drone out the Vigil of all operators, but Munch getting the refrag coming out, yeah. Excellent pick onto Exile. Thus the Sophia down without using, I don't think, any utility, which is huge, because those impacts and those lifelines are just so powerful at clearing utility and clearing out operators in the lobby. Or in the,
You're right, that's a good point, the Zofia still being on the, or not being on the board, but had she still been alive, she had that utility that she didn't need to use from the Vigil clear.
Yeah, ooh, and the C4 coming out.
Vertical. Oh, plenty of damage going out, but no cigar, unfortunately. But it is significant to know we're at about 1:20. Top floor has been cleared, and it is still even man count. In competitive terms, that's a gold star. And plenty of time to do vertical, create a pinch, and set up a plant spot. And with hatches open, things just get even a little bit worse. Right now, I can confidently say the advantage is in the hands of the attackers, as they have almost complete map control and set themselves up for a plant.
Yeah, 50 seconds down. The X2 is going to be coming out very soon. The floor has been ripped open, but Munch is actually holding onto a very tight angle onto Yellow Stairs, and Bridge is holding onto Spiral at the top. He could get a pick if he pushes out, potentially, if there's no flank drone watching. He will actually do that, going over to Circle Desk, and we'll have to see if he can get a pick. There is one watching from above, but doesn't see it. Jello missing a bunch of shots, but he
Oh,
actually gets the kill with the pistol with the headshot. Beautiful shot on the bridge, even though he missed a lot of shots with the
he's
primary.
able to
But
lock
that
in.
is not
15
good.
seconds left.
Drop coming out, but the easy pick from Liv, watching the hatch drop. Pino coming in from behind onto the security hallway.
Oh, and another pick for the attack. Looks like they're going to be able to get the plant down. Oh, but the Cade pushes up. Oh, he might be able to lock this out, and he does!
Operators, you have run
Incredible,
out
the
of
defense
time.
able to claw back around that they definitely should not have had, but an occasional mishap in the clearing from the attack just causes, unfortunately, the inability to lock down a round that they had rightfully worked for.
Yeah, that was an incredible play coming out from Liv on the Nomad on the Ked. You first getting that kill on the dropping person. I'm not entirely sure who was dropping, but dropping the hatch, getting the easy pick there, and then getting the kill on the buck, and then on finally onto the person planting. Excellent play coming out overall. Just overall excellent, beautiful.
Yeah, definitely was props to the attack. Impact Gaming did their work there. They got the clear done, and they were at the point where I was ready to sign them off. I think I even said that advantage is strongly with the attack, but just one way or another, they just slipped up in the tiniest manner, and unfortunately, that's all it takes to really cost a round.
Yeah, and now for the final defense for Thirsty Bastards, they will be going back to the first player, which is the site that they played the most, because they went here first, and they're going here last. And Impact is going to be hoping to make this a repeat of the first round rather than the third round, because obviously they won the first round, but they haven't won a single round since
10
then.
seconds remaining.
Since the first round, it seems that Thirsty Bastards have woken up, and they've been a formidable force.
Attackers are heading out to
Yeah, I have to say I wasn't quite sure where this match was going to go, but it seems between these rounds, despite the scoreboard, I mean, Impact has been putting up a good fight pretty much every time, getting solid refrags, and doing good roam clear, and I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, things could flip pretty quickly
Yeah.
from my
And
perspective.
something to note is that for the most part, I think Impact's going to get into the opening frag for a lot of these rounds, but Thirsty Bastards is just playing the refrag game and like the reconquest game so effectively. But as I say
Speaking of opening pick, yeah.
Allers actually gets the first pick here, and he will get the kill onto the Jackal. That's huge because that secondary shotgun, the smokes, obviously the tracking, that's all out of the window now. Lennox holding the angle onto circle or onto lung desk, and she's gonna be hoping to get a free pick here. It doesn't look like the defense knows he's there. Oh, and he's gonna get the free pick onto Allers. So that is a refrag coming out now. The Mozzie down, that's a C4 not being used, and then Freezing getting the kill onto Munch as well. Beautiful shots. That's 2 C4s of 3 out of the way now. Excellent roam clear from Impact.
Good to see that Impact having the man advantage here, but not for long. Bridge getting I think I'm confident in saying that was a bit of a lucky pick, but nonetheless, good positioning from the Vigil as he's able to tie the scoreboard up for his team. And it seems the defenders have pretty much all but fled the main top floor. Despite that, Hibana still working away, trying to just confirm that the meeting room has been cleared and the defenders have retreated back to the site.
Yeah,
Mio's still pushed up here, though.
Yeah. And he's going to be trying to get a free pick maybe onto the Nomad as he peeks into the bathroom. Liv pushing into the CEO hallway, CEO
Attackers
room.
have located a bomb.
Is still top yellow though, and they don't know that he's there. The drop coming down though, and the plant coming down from Linux. The roam clear, the roam holds flank watch. It's actually coming in, and the diffuser does go down. Rage game they go into Linux. It's all up to Freezing now, as Jello is all down on the floor. Now in a 1v3, Freezing will need to get this 3 picks in order to win this. 30 seconds left, and the defense knows where he is with that Malusi gadget going down.
Attackers recovered the bomb diffuser.
Sees the Vigil, gets a couple shots onto him, but it runs out of bullets in that Bearing 9, or in that Type 89, and the Bearing 9 coming out, not able to finish the job. Bridge getting the final kill of the round. and that is Thirsty Bastards going to be coming in 5-1 on the half. That is beautiful coming out. I mean, they are on defense first, which is definitely worth pointing out, but 5-1 is nothing to scoff at.
I mean, I was really feeling it for the defense there. Oh, looks like we're gonna have to do a pause here real quick. Unfortunately, there's going to be, yeah, I think it's a skin change we have to do here. We will be returning in a few minutes.
Yeah, one of the players was running an illegal skin. Not a huge idea, or not a huge issue, but definitely something to fix. Especially with the fact that you can now pause in the online custom games. It's fixed just like that. And just like that, we're back. That was very fast. Kudos to Impact for fixing that real quick.
I believe Spree went for a tiny little break, so I guess I could jump in and just, fill in the blank in the meantime. So this, if you don't mind me jumping in, Vulgar, was the first half, right? So Impact, they were struggling. You guys did point it out really well. They won the first round, so that was like early momentum, or I mean first contact for them. First impressions were looking strong, but they failed into converting that one round into a proper momentum or in gaining any other kind of points. So right here, since this is the role swap, I guess this is their last more or less redeeming factor in a sense, because they have a pretty sizable gap, right? 1-5 is not a small lead looking at Thirsty Bastards here. However, they are also starting their attack, so now you could argue that they're on the harder side and that Impact would have some chance of winning back the rounds that they lost, but that yet has to happen. So the best I can say is let's wait and see.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the fact that Impact only won 1 of 6 rounds is definitely not anything to discard you just because of the fact that they were on attack. I mean, on Consulate, that isn't really much of an excuse. I do think that this isn't looking great for Impact. However, like you said, we're just gonna have to wait and see as the attackers are unleashed onto the field. It will be another.
I mean, we got to remember, defense is valuable information to think about here. Like, some teams are just defender heavy. They practice on defense. They're comfortable there. It's totally plausible to see that perhaps Impact could make a sweep here, but I mean, we'll just have to wait and see if the trend line becomes apparent.
Yeah, absolutely. And now we see the same admin take and admin holds coming out from Impact and Thirsty Bastards as we saw it from vice versa. Getting a little bit of damage onto him without giving any in return. So that is effective hold in and of itself for Impact. Got Pipino holding on to Yellow Stairs and that's console office as an extension.
Yeah, pretty much the same push here for the most part between two teams. They're doing things very similar, but oh, that is a change if I've ever seen one. Bridge just sending it in, but not seeing the bathroom rotate. That's going to be a bit of a free kill for the defense. Seems that the coordination has already led the team to go for their push, but unfortunately, kills are just not coming in. Impact able to get frag after frag of pretty much free picks here, although could say the same for Ullers there as he gets a frag that he absolutely should not have gotten. The Malusi just putting herself into a very dangerous position. Still, Impact having the two-man advantage here as they sit and hold, waiting for the push from the known positions of the remaining attackers.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like Sai knows that this smoke is here with a shotgun, and you look at the free pick onto him as he's holding a smoke grenade. So that's not ideal. Now, Ullers in a 1 versus 3. He's going to need to get 3 more kills in order to win this out. This isn't looking great, however, I don't think there's anybody left on the top 4 for him to clear, which is a saving grace, potentially.
He does have health and a diffuser, but that's about it. Oh, and that's not great either. Yeah, Impact grenades now out of hand.
Not much else, and he does get a kill while it's concussed. So that's now one versus two, but he's gonna have to take out the Echo and the Smoke. He doesn't get the Smoke as the Smoke uses his beautiful shotgun
Freezing the
to finish
MVP
it
of
out.
the round for sure, getting some pretty valuable picks there right at the end, especially that Nomad there. She pushed up to top Visa stairs, pretty much alienating any possible chance of Thirsty Bastards clawing back the round as he puts the Zofia in the 1v4 situation.
Yeah, that shotgun doing a lot of work for freezing. Just able to get 2 picks off of it, I think. Even though one was on a person holding a smoke grenade, still very, very effective coming out from his smoke play. More aggressive actually than we typically see of smoke players. He was off site for most of that round, and it definitely worked out for him.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, I'm not calling anything here, but I mean, the possibility of a reverse
Attackers
sweep
need
is
to locate
definitely
and
in the
defuse as
air.
many bombs as they
That was
can.
a very confident round from Impact. It felt like they weren't even really trying,
Bomb
and they
located
knocked
by
out some pretty free picks there going forward. It seemed like Thirsty Bastards kind of just went for it and didn't exactly work in their favor. Especially, I'd say that hot breach into bathroom was not the play in any universe. It didn't seem
Yeah,
like there was intel for it. It didn't seem like there was coordination either. It wasn't pre-planned. But, I mean, had he been able to get that Jaeger pick, maybe things would have been a different story.
yeah, I do think that the Thirsty Bastards kind of let the 5-1 go to their head, and they kind of threw that round. So I think now is when we'll see what Impact are really made of, and if they're going to be able to hold on to this or not. Because now that Thirsty Bastards have kind of been knocked down a peg, they're going to be a lot more. Not necessarily consistent, but more thorough in their and more play more carefully.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, something, it happens. You're up 5-1, you're like, we can do anything. And then all of a sudden you've lost the game. You're like, what happened?
Yeah. So yeah, Thirsty Bastard are definitely going to need to check their momentum, check their egos, I guess. Make sure they don't get overconfident in this. And it doesn't look like they are because
A lot of ground getting taken here, though.
Yeah, a lot of ground getting taken. Although there is still the player upstairs.
It seems like Sledge is kind of
Impact.
jumping the gun here. He's already on spiral stairs, and he hasn't even... Yeah, well, I mean, there's that. They did end up clearing the top player, but that is definitely not the conventional way to deal with it. It seemed like they just kind of sent it in. Either way, it worked out. Sledge still upstairs, but he's going to have to deal with the Malusi on the flank here. Sledge is taking out the barbed wire here with his nade.
Yeah,
And another pick there. Yep, well, that's a short story for the Roamers. Getting taken out without even a scent of impact on the round. Seemed like...
not even doing any damage. I mean, they wasted about a minute and a half, but freezing though with the SMG-11, like I said, beautiful gun, taking a munch. So that is definitely a refrag. That's good. However,
and another. So about that momentum switch, doesn't look like that's happening. Maestro able to get one pick here, but it's still a lone story as he's in a 1v3. Stuck downstairs with reverse vertical on him. It's going to be up to the attackers to go about a slow, methodical take as they get the diffuser and push him back. Pretty sure they have his location after the final pick, but obviously Maestro not realizing the pick. Or, sorry, the shots coming in from the ash behind him as he walks blindly in front and gets taken out. It's now 6-1 for Thirsty Bastards as they move on to match point.
Yeah, that was much more confident coming out from Thirsty Bastards than we saw earlier. Excellent play coming out from them. And they are now in match point. They have about 4 rounds to play with in order to close this out. Impact is going to need to play perfectly in order to even bring this to overtime. So this isn't looking great for them. However, obviously in Siege, literally anything can happen. So we'll
from
just
the
have
previous
to
2 rounds, I'm not making any calls anymore because we just saw pretty much the exact same thing happen, but for both different teams. We saw a sweep on round number 7 for Impact, and then a sweep on round number 8 for Thirsty Bastards. So you know what? I'm gonna let it play out. I'm done calling what's happening. let's just call it as it is. Yeah, it's a fickle game.
Yeah, I'm just watching and enjoying at this point.
Yeah, going back downstairs though. I mean, that didn't work. Garage didn't work well for Impact last time, but it seems like they think the right call is to give it another go, see if they can correct their mistakes. Although I mean, I can pretty much call the main issue with their last round being that the roamers died so early on. It is very possible they may be trying something completely different here. It seems like Jello is going to be playing upstairs here in bathroom, doing the the mute setup up in the bathroom.
Yeah, and I like this a lot because it does give a little bit of free pressure from for Impact, while still letting Jello rotate back if he needs to with that shotgun, just able to open the hatch at any point and to just run away if he needs to. And I do like this because it means that Thirsty Bastards aren't going to be able to just kind of freely play in piano. They're going to need to clear that mute, which is a very difficult proposition, especially if you're able to get rid of that sludge with nades early on.
I mean, this is an interesting setup nonetheless. I'm just excited to see them trying something so innovative. But it is important to see that I think it's 3 of the defenders, maybe 4, playing off of site here. I mean, if the the attackers chose to go directly to the site, things would not go well. But that doesn't seem to be the case here. The first pick coming out off of Bridge, unfortunately, the second frag for the roster of Thirsty Bastards, getting taken out a little bit too early for comfort here. Still working on the roam clear, and Jaeger able to get the second frag here.
Yeah, it does get refrag though.
Yep.
And so that's now still in favor of Impact though, as there is still a player upstairs and he still has the min advantage. Not Exiled getting Jackal tracked now, so they do know where he is, but he's able to get the kill anyways on the Munch as he's tracking him. So that is now in a 2v4 for Thirsty Bastards, and they still haven't even attempted to clear this mute out from his position, and there's just going to be some flying bullets coming in, but it's not going to land on anything.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of map control here for the defenders. Pretty much whatever Thirsty Bastards were attempting to do with this round has been completely abolished. All that's left here, they've got the ace and sledge, which isn't terrible, and they've finally been able to get a second pick here. So it's pretty close, but map control is not great, and with the death of the ace here, leaving it all up to Ullers, I'd say chances are slim and positioning is not ideal.
Yeah, Ullers going to need to get a 4K on the round here in order to win this out. It's not looking great, but it is definitely possible. 50 seconds left means he has time to play with, but there's still Jello in the player in there holding the angle. Linux though from below actually in
some creative reverse vertical there, supporting his teammate.
Yeah, that's a really nice angle actually. I like that a lot.
That was very nicely done from Linux.
Yeah, so now Thirsty Bastards get punched in the face a little bit. Impact still in the match. They have to win 3 more rounds in a row in order to get to overtime, and they're going to be going to lobby again. They won the site the first time they went here, so we'll have to see if they can repeat that again.
I mean, this has just been back and forth every round. By the pattern that we saw, though, I mean, if there is such a thing as a pattern, I'd say this would be a Thirsty Bastards round, but I mean, patterns can be broken. We'll see here. It seems to be pretty much entirely dependent every round on how the roam game goes. For both teams, actually, dependent on how either of them play. Like, if the roam goes well and the players are able to get those opening picks for their team, it's a defender round, and then vice versa.
Bomb located by attackers.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, the fact that Impact were able to actually win this their first time going here means that they have a good shot at doing it again. I mean, obviously, Thirsty Bastards are going to be trying to change up something in order to win this, but it is definitely not assured for either team, that is. Very standard setup coming out. I like the Goyle pick coming out because it can just delay a lot of time and maybe do some damage as well when that late XU comes out. The only issue is that those shields are able to be shot from above in most of the spots, considering how destructible the floor and ceilings of both sites are. I'll have to see if Thirsty Bastards are able to capitalize on that.
Yeah, it looks to be a little bit of a different push here from the attack. Although they're doing some of the same things that they were doing previously, the positioning's a little bit different. See the ace here out front with the Zofia. Not a great start there. Goyo able to get a bit of a spawn peek there. Unfortunate for the
Yeah.
Zofia, just not... Eyes aren't quite open, paying attention to other stuff. But despite that, one person down, not the end of the world here. The attack is going to continue on with their roam clear as usual.
Yeah, that's not great. I mean, again, those Zofia getting picked early on is super bad considering how
That's
much
important
utility it
utility.
has. Yeah, I mean, and also Liv has been pretty good so far. He's gonna need to not die so early if he wants his team to win this.
Unfortunate
Some
timing for the
damage.
smoke here.
Yeah, get damage coming under freezing. That's the smoke as well. He does get down.
Nice
and
shot
killed,
there from the
so-
Jackal. Gotta say, that's pretty much what you get if you think that it's a good idea to be roaming as smoke. I won't judge, though.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that is now, I would say, in favor of Thirsty Bastards because
Absolutely. I
the
mean,
smoke.
if you had the choice to trade a Zofia for a smoke, I would do that in a second. Like, that is some
Yeah.
powerful utility off the board without effect.
Yeah, especially because the Ace can do a lot of the same stuff as the Sophia Bridge, and the Ash is effectively the same operator except at 3 speed. So that is definitely now very much in the favor of Thirsty Bastards. But we'll have to see if they can transform that into execute onto site. They have top control and they have a hatch open. The rotate coming from Not Exile not going to work out for him. He gets taken out by others, not after dealing a lot of damage though. So now in a three versus 4, Impact is going to need to pull out a miracle in order to take this. 50 seconds left means that they have a lot of time to work with. Munchkin, another kill.
That was pretty much the most important person on the board out there. Jaeger being the one person who may have been able to do an incredible sweep here. The 2 remaining players stuck on site. Goyo is able to get a out of his butt kill, but it's going to be all left up to the Echo now in the 1v3. It's not going to matter. Thirsty Bastards take map number 1 on Consulate, despite what we may have seen in previous games. Obviously, both these teams have played before, being a 2-0 for Impact previously. Now we're going to see Thirsty Bastards taking the first map. Maybe we'll see the opposite of the previous outcome.
Yeah, and worth noting is that was Impact's map pick as well, so that is not great for them. Allers and Bridge like carrying the way with 15 and 10 kills respectively. Beautiful play coming out from them. But we will be taking a short break, I think, and we'll be back to play map 2, which will be Oregon very shortly.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say about that one. That could have gone either way several times, but despite that, I mean, I'm happy with the outcome. That was a fun match. Yep, as Vulgar said, we'll be returning in about 10 minutes. We're just going to take a short break, let the players recuperate, let them get on their feet, and have time to think about what happened in map number 1. When we return, we'll be going to Oregon, and I mean, we're already on match point here, or map point, whatever you want to call it. See if Impact is going to be able to claw their way back and put themselves on even footing, or if Thirsty Bastards can close it out before anything really begun. Anyway, we'll be back in a short few minutes.
15 seconds remaining. Attackers have recovered.
INT, puis la réponse, ça va être genre.
we're back for map number 2. Thankfully, that was not too long, but we're ready to get right back into it. We're going into Oregon with Thirsty Bastard Gaming taking map number 1 in the lead here. How are you feeling,
Yeah.
Vulgar?
I'm excited to see Oregon. I mean, since the rework, it's been very, very strong. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what these two teams can do if Impact can claw themselves back from the brink of defeat here. I mean, obviously they're by no means
Defeated.
dead in the water yet. Yeah.
I mean, maps are everything, right? If Consulates, I mean, it is weird that it was their map pick and it didn't go their way, but if Oregon, maybe they're feeling it. It's what they're feeling tonight. That could be all they need to tie things up.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we'll often see, we'll often see teams like take the opposite sides, like their opposite maps. Just I don't know, it's just a quirk of Siege that like it tends to happen. So like I'm definitely not too worried for them, but we'll have to see. Like I said, for what we have to do. So obviously some very standard bans coming out from both teams so far. With one
Yep,
ban
nothing out of
remaining.
the ordinary here. Nothing that couldn't have been predicted. Interesting that Maverick's on the board, though.
Yeah, I mean, Maverick on Oregon is very strong, but you don't have to see him banned. Like, I think the most common ban, like map for Maverick is probably Clubhouse, which because of all the Maverick you can do. On Oregon, there's not many outside. I don't think there's any outside walls, in fact, in order that you can actually
garage
do, like,
walls, but I don't think anyone's
I
reinforcing
mean,
those.
yeah, exactly. So like Maverick isn't so good for Maverick tricking. I mean, obviously you can still in Attic get
I'd
rid
say
of
he's
bandit
I
batters.
was gonna say most relevant is Attic Wall, Games Wall, Extension, maybe. But you're right, he's not super efficient in all scenarios. Gonna see the Monty coming on the board though. That's fascinating.
Yeah, ever since the Shield's nerfs like have hit, you haven't really seen much Shield play, and it looks like we won't see any Shield play yet.
They
As
actually
one thing is going to be sixth pick.
they fixed that nerf. They brought it back, but despite that, I mean, still a little bit difficult with different team composition. You really got to have people watching their backs, making sure that they're covered, protected.
Yeah, I mean, especially considering that like having a shield operator is effectively having one less gun available. Like it's effectively a 4v5 unless the shield player is like extremely proficient on the pistol.
Unless you're Bolo, you're just out here one tapping everybody.
I suppose if you're Bolo, yeah. But yeah, so we will be seeing the top floor coming out on the first round 4. Thirsty Bastards. Interesting, but not utterly surprising. They will be going on defense first, which is actually surprising because Impact had the choice to take their defensive half first, but they chose not to.
Attacker's objective is to locate a bomb and defuse it.
Anyway, for top, looks like it's going to be a split push here. Ash moving over to small tower, getting started with the roam clear, but it doesn't seem like, besides the one main lobby player, we're going to see too much in the terms of roam clear.
One's trying to get a free pick here with some bullet holes into this barricade, but it does not look like he will see anybody. No harm, no foul, though he doesn't lose any life or anything like that, so it's all good. Mabel
Nice
gets
peek,
back
though.
upstairs. Yeah, definitely very sneaky, and I would be very upset if I got peeked like that, if I died with that.
Yeah.
But so far, no contact has been made between these two teams. We've got Pepino on the big window.
Yeah, attack just setting up. Oh, that's interesting. Yellow Pink coming out on the Malusi there. Takes a few bullets, but still stays alive. He's going to have to
Takes
fall
down
back.
one, few drones.
Yeah.
So they don't no longer have an exact knowledge on where he is, and he has taken down 2 drones. So that is big. He did lose half his health for his trouble, though. And you actually see Liv, actually, and the Jaeger of Bridge, or Munch, actually, holding onto this from above. And
He's still kind of stuck here,
be,
though. He's getting pinched pretty quickly. I don't think this
Yeah.
Malusi's got long left in her life, but she may be able to get a trade with her, close out the round.
Well, but the fact that... Ooh, beautiful
good
C4
pick.
coming out. And the fact that there's support also from the hatch in Attic means that he's a lot less isolated than maybe the attack thinks he is, and he's already gotten a kill, and he's wasted like almost more than half the round at this point. So
He's definitely doing his job, that's for sure.
yeah,
Still
and I'm
holding on
supporting
as
him
well.
from above. This is very beautiful coming out. Jello pushing up the main stair. It's going to just kind of try to annoy or ignore Bridge as just going to push up and finally taking down Bridge. Yeah. That took way too long for Impact to deal with. I mean, only a minute left, and they've only just managed to get their opening kill.
Looks like wall finally getting opened here from the Habana. He's able to get Closet opened up a little bit. Not too much, though. Pick coming out from both Gridlock and Zofia as things drastically take a turn here. Now in the favor of the attack. Jaeger and Smoke holding on. Their lives the only left on the defense. One in Attic, one in Kids. It's going to be the Smoke to hold off the top white player, but that's going to be about it.
And unfortunately, I don't think that Habana was actually able to open up a proper hole to rotate into games with, so that is very unfortunate. Like, it looks like there's a little metal beam holding out in between the two holes.
That is the definition of unfortunate. Ash getting the pick onto Smoke, not so unfortunate, just life. Now left in a 1v4, he's going to have to stave off the attackers, but it doesn't look like he's got anywhere to run. His plank goes down, he's going to have to fight off many people at once. A great shot, though. Definitely not going down without a fight, but attackers do secure the round in the end. Impact taking number 1. Hopefully many more to come for them.
Yeah, despite Bridges' excellent lurking play inside of meeting, able to get a pick or two, just was not able to like transform that into like a defensive hold because the defense just fell apart at contact at the site itself. And in response, Thirsty Bastards will be going to the basement for the second round.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it felt so strong there for the defense early on, especially after that Nitro kill. The positioning was good, but I mean, when that Zofia got that pick about a minute into the round, it definitely felt like things were starting to slip away. Hopefully, I mean, those are pretty easy fixes, it seems. The drone work early on is something the defense can be more vigilant for. And going into round number 2, I mean, there's a bunch of stuff that they can easily improve on that may change their outcomes in the match.
Yeah, absolutely. And it does look like they're going to be reinforcing elbow there. So there's not going to be any extension play coming out, interestingly enough. So that means that blue's going to be a lot less important for both defense to hold and for the attack to take. So we'll have to see what they can do. Bridge going to be opening up a rotate into Attic, so he does look like to be playing Attic and Tower. Interestingly enough, the kite is going to be reinforced or electrifying the hatch rather than the two walls in red. I don't think he was able to get the walls with it though.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure if you can get the walls and the hatch at the same time. Either way, E-Box walls pretty much being less important than we see often with less important than the extension walls. So attack taking a lot of ground very quickly here, but not surprising. Looks like, yeah, the Vigil hiding himself upstairs in Attic. Not going to be super supported by his teammates, and it looks like he's already been surrounded from all sides by attackers. Whether or not he knows it, they're having
Bridge on
Twitch on window.
Bridge on this roam again. Went pretty well from last time. However, this time he does not have nearly as much support from his teammates. Jello pushing in already.
I cannot see this going well, but they don't know he's there. That is
just... They did not turn him out.
Unfortunate for Thirsty Bastards. Fortunately, Impact able to get the refrag, but despite that, still a pick that should have not have been available for the attack.
Yeah, Jello should not have pushed that without clearing out games. That was just lazy drunning coming out from them. I mean, it was the Vigil, but I don't think.
Then again, it was a weird play nonetheless. Surprising to see him playing there without support, without infrastructure. Definitely, I didn't see him living very long in any scenario with all the people up there. I mean, that's exactly why they're clearing it in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, he was able to get a kill, which is very strong. Onto the Ash, who has quite a bit of utility along with a decent gun, 3-speed. It's a good pick for the Vigil, who has no real utility other than just delaying time, which he did do rather effectively. Got Munch here now playing in Harry Potter. He's been droned out, so he's going to need to rotate off, or he's going to get killed very soon. Rotates over to Pillar. Now Blue push coming in as well from Impact, as they will be pushing Stairs and Blue at the same time.
Yeah, it looks like we're looking at a Pillar Blue take here. The attackers finally making their minds up, choosing how they want to go about this. Jaeger going down on I'd say necessary peak. He was kind of in a bad position there, but he could have fell back nonetheless. The defense left in the 3v4, but with decent positioning, good health, and time on their sides, I'd say chances are, oh, I take that back.
Oh,
I was
no.
about to say pretty much even, but after that Nitro, I don't even know what to say. Okay, getting a nice double pick, but a refrag does come out, and despite their troubles, the defense now left in a 1v1.
10 seconds to go.
Oh, and
Ivana
Freezy
does have
just
DQ,
missing.
but
He's really starting the plant, but he's
Time
feeling
now
low health
running
as
out.
well. Does not know where the plant's going down either, and he does.
Oh, but he gets it anyway.
Okay.
Interesting, but you know what? We'll yeah, I don't know what to say about that.
Yeah, Melusi just missing the shots, like not reacting fast enough, I guess, to the Hibana pushing in.
I mean, she really didn't need to push that there right away, or she didn't need to be as open as that. Time was on her side, really. But, I mean, she wasn't a difficult situation in Freezer there. I can see why the timing may not have lined up for her. Because, well, she didn't really know when the plant quite started at that point, and she needed to pick the perfect opportunity where she could get the Hibana, where she really had no other option. And unfortunately, that just didn't line up. But despite that close round, Impact clawing away with another, putting themselves in 2-0 on attack here. I'd say they are definitely at least not feeling bad about that. A good place to start nonetheless.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the taking 2 rounds in a row on attack on Oregon is huge, and it does look like Life is going to be holding on to Blue this time. Definitely a smart play, because last time Impact were able to just take Blue for free, like there was no contesting it, and then as a result of that, Munch ended up dying on Pillar, which of course led to the execute itself going down for Impact. So I do like this adaptation coming out. Other than that, the hold seems to be very similar. Similar lineup kind of out from both sides. No Vigil though this time, actually.
I was about to say, yeah. I'm interested to see if Bridge is going to attempt his usual solo roamer. Maybe there will be a little bit more chemistry here. Jaeger trying the same peak again. I would be very disappointed and excited if he were to get any pick off of that, but it doesn't seem like that's going to be the case.
Yeah, and so the early droning coming out from Impact will be droning with this for the Melusion side, but he does not get picked out yet. He doesn't see the second drone coming in for him though, and Pepino is already on the hunt for him. He's in security, so he's now trapped.
That is a grave mistake from the Melusi, now securing his death in the most sure way possible. I'd say the best opportunity for him to at least get a trade here, but his position... Oh, did he just escape? What the hell? I don't know what to say about that.
I mean, so, I guess size
Melusi going from a dead man walking to back on site with full health.
And doing 50 damage to Pepino as well.
I can't call that anything but a complete failure on the attack. That was...
Yeah.
Yeah, that was... Yeah, that happened. Okay.
Yeah,
so
Melusi back
on site.
30, there should be no way for them to rotate out unless they have Impact.
Yeah, it seemed just a little bit of incompetence or maybe distraction from the Twitch. They're holding him in. He was just able to squeeze out without getting shot at and retreat his way back to site. Well, mine takes a bit of damage though, so not a terrible trade-off, but still defenders holding on to the health advantage, and that furthers even more with the Twitch dying out to the Cade holding down in Freezer.
Yeah, Eller is holding on to Freezer very effectively. I mean, that AUG was not used to be the weapon it is now, but is very strong now. And ooh, the bullet holes coming out on the prone coming from Munch. He loves those bullet holes.
I was
and
about to
he's
say
giving
he
Finn a
does
lot of
love his
damage.
bullet holes. Oh, he loves shooting people too, though. Gets another pick there into the Habana. Now with only a minute left and very little map control, the attacker just going to have to try to go for a bunker pillar split here, it seems. Taking bottom floor control and creating an opportunity for their Zofia to push up a little bit. Able to get a first pick here. It looks like the Ash is just going in. Absolutely incredible use of time, and he gets a third. What is happening here, Jello? Absolutely demolishing the defense as they give themselves the man advantage out of complete thin air. Plant now going down. It's up to the defense to try to take back this kind of ground, but doesn't look like they're going to be able to make it happen. Another pick coming out for the attack, and it's all over. What in the hell was that round?
I mean, Jello just kind of ran in sight and killed. I mean, there's not much else to say. He just did Ashman things, I guess.
When does Bolo play? More like when does Jello play?
Yeah,
That
for
was
real.
fascinating. Just in a situation I was pretty much ready to write off as positionable or anywhere competitive, they were able to just walk into sight and win 3 gunfights and then plant the bomb. If they could
Yeah,
do that
and
every round, they'd be in Pro League. Yeah.
And worth noting also is that Jello's just kind of walked in sight while like Elbow was still being held by the smoke. Like just did not care that Glue they didn't have Glue. Like he just kind of went in there and killed him from behind. There's not much to say other than just Jello walked into sight and killed people.
Yeah, really not looking good for Thirsty Bastards here. I mean, these defense rounds, you've got to be putting them on the board. I mean, you can be a really strong attack team, but no matter what, you really want to get a good start to whether or not you're on attack or defense. The momentum game is incredibly strong. Like just getting a few rounds early on, just keeping your confidence up. It's important for later game. And if you just let them roll over you this early, like it's going to be a lot harder to flip things around.
10 seconds to insertion.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the pure like morale of having 3
rounds
in a
like
row
that,
for
like
Impact, yeah,
it
that's just
looked
gonna
like they
be
were winning these. Like I'm sure they were talking with one another. They're like, "All right, we've got this," and then we see someone like Jello just walk into sight and demolish their entire setup. Can't feel good. Munch going for the same the same peak for the 4th round. Doesn't seem like it's getting any more useful as the rounds go on.
Attackers have dropped
Ooh.
the bomb
Oh,
diffuser.
okay.
Nice
So
few
he does
shots
do a
coming
lot of
out.
damage onto Pipino. Pipino has been taking a lot of early damage lately, but doesn't really seem to have mattered that
Attackers
much.
have recovered their
Um,
diffuser.
yeah, Munchkin is some nice shots through the barricade. And this entire slot, like first floor, seems to be mostly clear now. I mean, oh no, and Exile just getting the beautiful kill through the hatch onto Allers. That is extremely bad, considering how effective Allers has been, and that's the Maestro. That means those Maestro camps are now locked in place.
It's a lot of
Won't be able to
utility
zap
gone. Yep.
anybody. Yeah, this isn't looking good.
That was
Obviously,
definitely
it's still
something
possible.
that Maestro should have been peeking there, especially with the Zofia as ready as she was, just prepared to get a pick like that. And especially with the deficit the Thirsty Bastards are in right now, they really need to be playing close to the chest because they can't afford to be losing people early here.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I can't really blame him for peeking that. I mean, that's not an angle that most attackers would be expecting, and with that Alda, you should be pretty confident in winning that, but just not Exile was just better in that situation, just managed to get the kill.
Feels like Impact just took a while to warm up because they are just demolishing now. Like, again, a great nade kill coming in from Pipianos there as he's able to have his team burn out the utility. Bridge gets a very nice collateral, but traded back onto his teammate from the Zofia and White Stairs. The attackers remain the man advantage.
Yeah, now up to Munch and Bridge, the 2 most aggressive players perhaps on Thirsty Bastards. Now they are the last hopes for them. Holding onto White Stairs is Munch, and he's going to be challenging not Exile as he tries to push in. Bridge holding onto Games and onto Trophy as he's desperately trying to avoid this. Munch getting
Nice
the kill
frag
up
from
to
Munch, yep.
Sophia. So now equalized with 40 seconds left. This is definitely looking possible. This is perhaps the most possible.
And
to
another
win.
kill for Bridge. He's on a 4K now, isn't he? Oh, no, 3K. But Freezing does get a refrag, but... Whew. Kill comes in from Munch. Finally, Impact able to get a... Or not Impact, Bastards able to get around on the board. I think that's just what they needed here. Although it was close. Getting around right about now in the middle before it went to a 4-2 split at the very most. Them able to secure that gives them a little bit of confidence and puts them in a situation where they feel like they're able to at least make some comeback of sorts.
Yeah, if you're Thirsty Bastards, that's definitely a round you needed to win. And now they're going to be taking that confidence and bringing it to basement as they attempt that for the third time, and it's going to be a challenge for sure. You see the Vigil getting sixth pick off of to the Malusi, and the Lion getting picked onto a Yana. So we don't see Yana that
Attackers need to
often.
locate and defuse this
She has nades, which is definitely very strong, and she has that quasi infinite droning capability. So very good for clearing out roamers, and we'll have to see what he can do with it.
Yeah, heading back downstairs here, I think Thirsty Bastards should be confident from their previous round. I mean, there was a few mess ups like the Malusi and such with the roam, but despite that, and despite the gunfight that pursued at the end of the time that they went laundry previously, the setup and the hold was pretty strong until those remaining few moments. So in terms of setup, I think the defense should be in pretty good hands here to burn the time like they did previously.
Defuse a bomb.
Yeah, and Thirsty Bastards have also reinforced Albo again, so that extended hold from the smoke is not going to happen. I mean, there's not even a smoke to hold it, so obviously that's not going to happen. Which is interesting. I mean, it didn't really work out last time, but I think last time was more closer than the first time they went to the basement, so we'll have to see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Linux holding on to those gridlock tracks, putting them on the first floor, probably going to be able to be shot pretty easily.
Yep, already up in the top floor here. See Ayana making an entrance there. Looks like there's pretty much no roam besides the Malusi again, solo roaming here. If she doesn't get roamed out or droned out, this is going to be devastating. But, as I say it, that is exactly what happens. Malusi's best course of action now to return to site and not get pinched, as it is very easy to get enclosed. But, despite the rational sense, she decides to try to remove. Bridge able to get a pick on Laundry here, giving themselves the temporary man advantage. But Malusi's still stuck upstairs. She's going to have to try to make the best of her life as she has it, burning time and wasting valuable positioning from the attackers.
I mean, at some point, like your life does, like playing out your life in like a place like Tower is worth it with how much time you're.
I mean, look at all the utilities she's burning, just forcing them to do all this work. I mean, it's a miracle that she's still alive, really.
Yeah, for sure. And like the roam clear has been fairly slow from Impact here. Like that's like what, the third drone? Oh, actually.
Oh, a nice play, but yep, that looks like that's gonna be it. As soon as I saw that barricade wasn't open, I was like, yeah, it's over. But yeah, good time wasted.
Yeah, so what to say, if that barricade was open, that could have been a very, very effective rotate. But unfortunately for Psy, like it just was closed. It wasn't prepped ahead of time, which is very unfortunate. But that's still a man advantage for Impact, and 40 seconds left means they have some time to play with still, and they are starting to close into sight on those tower stairs, on Freezer, and in blue.
Still decent positioning here from Legion, but another pick coming out from Ayana pretty much crumbles what was left of the structural integrity of the site. Legion able to get one important pick on the gridlock, but that refrag is definitely not good for Thirsty Bastards. All left up to the Wamai here. He's going to have to take 2 gunfights at once, and he's just not going to be able to make it happen. Impact taking their 4th round, and things are not looking good for Thirsty Bastards as it is.
Yeah, I'll have to say that Yona pick was very, very effective. I mean, getting all those kills with that, it's a G36C. It's a really good gun. Um, very, very powerful, and he's going to stick to it because of how well it worked. It looks like, and Thirsty Bastard is going back to the basement, bringing that smoke this time, along with a rook. Interestingly enough, makes me think they're going to be trying to hold on to that blue side a lot more effectively.
Yeah, I don't know if things are going to go differently this time, but I mean, maybe if the roam goes a bit better. I don't know. It's difficult to see what it is that Thirsty Bastards could improve specifically and directly that would be giving them these
Defenders,
rounds.
protect your bomb
Doesn't
from
seem like
being
there's one
defused by
glaring
attackers.
issue, but I mean, Impact is taking a lot of ground very quickly without concern whatsoever of the defense.
Yeah,
Seems
it
like
seems like
Bridge
a
may be AFK
combination.
here.
I've been noticing that a lot at the beginning rounds, one seems to not be, or Bridge seems to not be moving, which is kind of weird, but whatever works. But yeah, I think it's just been a combination of Impact having extremely fast and extremely effective roam clears, and Thirsty Bastards just kind of playing a bit too loose on
10
site
seconds until
itself.
insertion.
Like the roam play from coming up from Bridge and from Munch have been
5 seconds
very,
remaining.
very strong, and I really like it. I like to see it, but the site being held itself by the anchors, just they've been falling apart as soon as Impact makes contact with them.
Back to the extension anyway. It's good to see that they're at least giving that a try. But I haven't been seeing too much action from Impact here going on bunker. Just going to have to ignore that fact, but
Attackers have recovered their
Ash able to get an early pick there on Ullers, and that is not a good sign. Really would have liked to see some longer lifespan here for the roamers if they want to really put in the impact that they need to get this round on the board. But some good damage does go out onto the Ash, so it wasn't all for nothing. Yeah, you're taking the same position here.
Yeah, it seems that the Melusi's been kind of cursed. Whoever's playing it seems to die first, which is unfortunate, but honestly not the worst because Melusi obviously gets all her utility down at the beginning of the round, so not that bad. Bridge able to get the kill into Pepino, which is good. It equalizes, and that's the Yana down. So that's two nades not going to be able to be used anymore. Jaeger with the nade denial, literally this time.
Yeah, it is a little bit unfortunate to see all the defenders push back so early. Doesn't seem like they were able to waste as much time as would have been nice. But fortunately, Cade able to get a pick at the time most necessary. So he's able to take out the Maverick. Fortunately, though, refragged by the Zofia here outside of bunker. Just as I was saying at the start of the round that they haven't been utilizing bunker, they seem to have heard me and are taking my advice.
Yeah, and now the three defenders left are all on site with the exception of Live, who's just outside of site, I guess, in blue in the elbow. And there's also one in freezer, but for the most part, they're just kind of holding onto site for dear life here. There's still a lot of time for Impact to work with. Live has been forced back off of blue into site. He's throwing his smokes out. Jello pushing down the stairs on the back stairs. And the reaction reinforcement is successful, so that is elbow reinforced.
That was good timing there. Get that reinforcement done. And a nice pick from Munch there. That's exactly what the defense needed. But Smoke getting fragged out a little bit too early there. It's going to be down to a 2v2, and the pressure is back on the defense. Good cross angle here, though, between the Jaeger and the Wamai as they hold out for the final push here.
Yeah, the Smoke, though, going to deny the Jaeger from seeing anything. Munch going to have to get the kill. He does get the kill into the diffuser planter, so now it's all up to Exile in a 1 versus 2. He's going to need to get it with 10 seconds left, and he will not get a single one. Bridge with a beautiful headshot.
That is a breath of fresh air there for Thirsty Bastards. Exactly what they needed at the right time.
Absolutely. So now it's going to switch sides with 2-4 for Thirsty Bastards on the split. That's not great, but it is recoverable, I have to say. They're now on the attack.
Exactly. Yeah, it's good to see at least they were able to put some footing there up at the end. I mean, definitely not what you like to see on defense on Oregon, but I definitely see there is some possibility here. There's some ground to be made.
Yeah, now that Thirsty Bastards on the attack, we'll have to see if they can uh, close this gap and then potentially accelerate to victory in a 2-0 fashion. Nomad pick note though makes me think that they think that Impact will be running out a lot, which we haven't really seen historically. But who knows? On Oregon, maybe they know something we don't. Impact may be very aggressive.
Yeah, I think probably going to be a similar hold here. I don't see things going very differently in terms of setup, but it does seem like Impact is bringing a little bit more master focus here with their utility displacement. With the Wamai setting up over here, possibly a Goyo shield being set down in Trophy. Despite that, oh, actually, I have missed something. In fact, this
Yeah.
is a very interesting setup as we have a closet extension. And I gotta say, you don't see that every day, but it's certainly not a new trick. I'm just interested to see if they're able to pull it off as well as they could. I mean, if you do this right, it's a great asset to your team, but it's very easy to screw up. And if you lose control of Closet too early, I mean, that's just a free wall open.
Yeah, I mean, he has the ADS and he has the Goya shield. So, oh, and Pipino, as I said, I'm Munch getting taken
Just
down with.
deleting the Zofia. That is not a good start to the round.
Yeah, and that is again the Zofia off first, which is not ideal. Attic control being taken by the attack, and that is good. This is what the Nomad was for, I suppose. Just making sure that the defense cannot rotate up those tower stairs for free. And Allers is either going to be Maverick tricking or just going to open the wall for the ace to open, or yeah, for the ace to open up.
Oh, good refrag there from Bridge as he's able to take out the Wamai. I think most of his utility has already been put down though. Cade being put in kind of a bad position here, getting stuck out on blue box. Hopefully he's able to take a trade with him as he leaves. Maverick staying alive, but some damage taken out. And it seems like Cade was able to escape his imminent death and return to a place of safety.
Something to note is that the Cade actually shot his own Cade charge so that he could just throw a C4 through the Maverick wall. So that is some interesting play. And then Freezing actually able to reinforce the attic or the bedroom wall behind him. Bridge taking down Pepino on a rotate. That's free pick for him. And this Michan are going to be put down now to like secure the wall being solid. Doesn't matter because
falling
Bridge
apart
takes
a little
down
bit here. After looking so strong, it seems like no longer in the same perfect position as they were. Still, though, in decent positioning with good health on the board, it's still entirely possible that they could claw this back. They're just going to have to make sure that they don't take any unnecessary risks. The attack having plenty of map control here and in a pretty decent position to go for a games plant. Exactly the pick that they needed. Goyu able to take out that Maverick. It's going to be left up to the Ashe and the Ace here to try to get that games control, but with Ashe in the attic, it's going to look like it's going to be more of a frag fest than a well-coordinated plant.
Yeah, that was unfortunately, nade was not cooked long enough to kill the kill onto Jello. But Jello now taking a little bit of damage, but he will just watching the angles. And
nice frag out from Ashe, and
Bridge.
big on the mute. It's going to be all left up to him, and yeah, it's not happening. Ace.
Bridge with the ace.
Or Bridge just slamming, putting in the work for his team. He does not want to take the L here, I can tell you that.
Yeah, he saw Jello just run into sight with the Ashe, and he said, "Hey, I can do that." And so he did, and he did it better because he aced.
So he did. That was the story. So Ashe wanted to win, and then she did. Simple as that. Big frags there from Gallo.
Yeah, and so Bridge now he's just going to keep on trucking with the Ashe, understandably. Impact think that they can hold on to the top floor more effectively, which isn't necessarily wrong because you can't expect somebody to ace like every round in order to win it for you. So it does seem like it's a good pick because until like the very last seconds, like, they did seem like Impact seemed to be holding pretty well. I mean, They were at a man disadvantage for a bit, but for the most part, it seemed okay.
Yeah, it's definitely not terrible, but let's see if they can improve on it and do it better this time here. It's good to see, though, Thirsty Bastards definitely not giving up just yet. They have fight in them, and they're looking to close it out this map. They're not interested in going to Cafe.
Yeah, so it seems like Pepino on the Jaeger like put an ADS in closet, but the wall's fully reinforced. So I'm not sure what they're doing there.
See, I think I have an idea. With the 8 charges, sometimes you don't quite clear out the closet just yet. If they don't drone out closet and they don't see the ADS, it's possible... Oh, that's some weird positioning for it, though. Despite that, if they throw in the ace charge and don't check, maybe they'll get a freebie and take an ace charge out of competition. Ashton
No,
pretty
that's
quickly
definitely-
here. Already in main
Yeah,
lobby.
yeah, for sure. And if he pushes up main stairs, he might be able to get hit on the Wamai. I mean, it does seem like he's watching the angle, but who knows if he's ready for it. Pepino, though, pushing him from Z Hall. Maybe going to try to get a pick on the Ash. Ash has pushed up the stairs. And
By breaking their own barbed wire. Interesting. Oh, and that's the end of Bridge there. Saw that Nitro coming in, and that was about the end of him. Ace able to get the wall opened here, but he's not able to make progress into Master as his cross is covered. Taking a little bit of damage, though, and supported by the Zofia. He's going to decide to rotate out.
Yeah, and it does seem like you were right. The Jaeger ADS actually did, I think, eat up the ace charge. So very good observation from you, and excellent idea from Impact.
Definitely have to say it wasn't the best positioning for him. It could have been closer to the left wall. But despite that, even getting into closet now, that mute chamber is going to shut them down, and they're going to be left without much direction here. They're going to have to find their way in a different way. Seems like Maverick is doing just that there, taking a hole into the wall and pushing himself up towards the Cade. His position now notified, and
No.
that is so unfortunate. Refragged anyway, but that is just so sad.
Big
for
Desire,
the
you can't
attack.
do that. Oh my god.
I don't think
What
he
a
even meant
shot.
to. He was shooting a
Yeah.
drone, and then he got a wallbang kill through the drone.
I don't even think it was a wallbang. I think it was just through the Maverick hole. Like, that was an incredible
Yeah,
shot.
through the drone, through the Maverick hole, into the head of his opponent.
Yeah, that's just
Oh,
highly
mute phone for the
unfortunate.
swing. That is also just a unfortunate series of events. Mute getting a nice pick there. Now it's all up to the Ace and Maverick as they go for a trophy attic split. But damage getting taken on both ends. It's going to be up to them to do God's work and hit some amazing shots if they want even a chance at winning this round.
Yeah, freezing, holding this angle on games with that shotgun means that it's going to be very difficult for Sai to push it, but it doesn't even matter because Jello just smokes him out anyways. And then Jello finishing off orders with the SMG-11.
Yep, that's
So
a wrap.
effective on it.
My man
Beautiful
showing
shot,
what
you know.
he's worth.
Yeah, it's now up 5-2, or 5-3, actually, is Impact. So they are on match point, as I like to say, and they're going to be going down to the basement for the first
Oh,
time.
quite 5-3 in one
Yeah,
round, perhaps.
match point, as
Remember, no. If Impact wins this, it'll be 1-1.
Yes, yeah.
So they're looking to bring their way back, level things out, and go to map number 3. But I don't think that Thirsty Bastards are quite ready to go there just yet. They've got plenty of energy in them, and they're looking to bring this back.
Yeah, absolutely. And so we're going down to basement now, and honestly, I think basement's a lot safer pick for Impact because of the way that they tend to play. They don't really have as many roamers as the Thirsty Bastards do, but it does seem that basement seems to be a lot less roamer friendly.
Yeah, I haven't really been seeing too much good work on the roam here from either of these teams when it comes to a basement hold. I think they're maybe learning from their mistakes here as we speak, though, as I think the defense here probably going to be Pipino's looking to get on a light roam here, perhaps
5 seconds
put
to
some
insertion.
real impact on the round, as he may be able to get an early pick and rotate back, or at least that would be
Objective is
the
to
hope.
locate a bomb and defuse it.
Yeah, that's always your ideal when you're playing as a roamer. Jello putting a backward shield very far from the wall, interestingly enough. The Goya shield also, and the shield, also the barbed wire getting punished again by the full mine, I think, which is interesting to say the least.
Just a normal roam clear here. Ash and Hibana playing close together as they go to move through dorms. Doesn't look like there is a heavy roam of any sort. In fact, it looks to be a all on site, except for the Cade play. Nice shots coming in
Oh,
from Cade.
no.
He's able to get the down, but not finish the kill. And
Yeah,
it looks like
that
he's
is-
going to fall back and cut his losses.
So others retreating inside the map or inside the building in order to save himself from the Cad.
Attackers
With that,
would
that
have
is a
revived.
full on site.
Yeah, and so that is a revive coming out for free, essentially, like 20, like a free 80 health down for the Maverick, which is big as well because you sometimes get shocked a little bit as you're over the walls this Maverick too. So that's very big, and the hatch actually get on it. So this seems to be like a full lobby take, which you don't
Yeah, I
see
can't
every
say
day.
though. It really does not seem like a good situation with the attackers having full map control at a minute 45.
Yeah,
They did
that's
get some
definitely
health
not
down,
ideal.
correct, but we'll have to see if the defense is up to. I mean, being all on site is fine, but they're really gonna have to rely on their cross holds here, or they're just gonna get rolled. And they're really gonna have to make sure they're on their game.
And Jello actually retreating out of blue, I think a little bit prematurely, perhaps. There wasn't much pressure coming out from Thirsty Bastards, but they're gonna retreat out anyways. And now Munch is actually pushing into his freezer now, and he has an angle, but he does get taken out by Jello with that
Jello!
SMG-11.
Incredible shot from Jello there, just knocking him off his rocks. Cade gets a nice shot there too, but refragged. Despite that, defense does have the man advantage now. They're going to have to work to hold on to it though. With only 35 seconds left, stuff is about to go down, and it's going to happen now. Ash able to even the board,
located a bomb.
but
Attackers have dropped the
freezing
bomb.
on the Goyo, decides he doesn't like where things are going, decides to put things back in their favor. Drop here coming from the attack. They're getting themselves deep into sight, and it doesn't seem like the defense knows about it. But Mav left alone in the clutch situation. He's up for it, though, as he gets the first 2 picks, but Jello decides to do insult to injury as he closes out the round with mere smoke grenades, putting them in a 6-3 match point.
Yeah, excellent throw coming out from Jello. He is a monster on that smoke. Beautiful control with that SMG-11. Excellent smoke play. Yeah, I guess he didn't fall back prematurely because they ended up winning. And now on map point is Impact on not their map on the Thirsty Bastards map. They're going to be attempting to close this out.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if we're going to see a swing here, but it seems like Thirsty Bastards may have been losing a bit of their confidence. It feels like maybe some of their earlier pep has been expired. Perhaps energy, maybe it's the map. Can't really be certain, but despite that, it seems like Impact is really in their bag now, as you could say, and they're
Attackers need to
bringing in the
locate and
round
defuse
pretty
the
quickly.
bomb.
And I mean, last round was pretty close, but despite that, it seems like their positioning is confident. Their gunfights are not uncertain.
Yeah, and for the first time, we'll be seeing a first floor defense. As many other we never had to see that before because neither team has been able to win both top and bottom floor in a row. But Impact is now able to do it, and we'll be going to meeting instead of dining, which is interesting because typically you will see dining more often, I think. But
10 seconds
meeting
left.
is definitely a viable side as well if you can hold it properly.
5 seconds to go.
And they do seem to be also attempting to extend sight as much as possible. They're extending it up into the attic. They're sending it out into the that tower hallway into security. They're just trying to make their site itself as big as they can.
Definitely as they should. They're really going to need to make sure they have that top floor control if they want even a chance of securing this round here. But it looks like their top hold is strong, and they're in position to hold for the forthcoming attack. Bridge just getting a bit of drone work done here, getting the intel on that Jaeger. He's not exactly in position to get across here yet, but it seems once he gets bottom white, he's going to be just able to do that. Getting Pipe's position no longer playable as he forces the Jaeger back, but only by a little bit. As Cade works his way in attic, he's going to have to force back the attackers.
Yeah, Exile trying to get the same pick as he did last time, but he will did a lot of damage onto him. Pepino, in the meantime, taking him alive, and he will. Oh, Pepino with another shot on the bridge.
Absolutely
Beautiful
amazing
shot.
shots coming from Jaeger. And this could be the beginning of the end. Impact able to rock out 2 shots there, putting them in a 5v3. Refrag comes out, but that's not good news for the attack as Cade gets a vital pick and Castle's able to secure another. Now left in a 3v1 for the Sledge, all alone. He's going to have a clutch of a lifetime if he wants to keep his team running in map number 2.
Yeah, this is not looking good. Pringles doesn't
It's
do
not
that,
gonna be the
but
case,
doesn't
though.
keep Pepino.
Pepino is the absolute MVP of the final round of Oregon. Looks like Impact are all warmed up and they are not giving up without a fight. Map number 2 goes in the way of Impact Gaming, and it's going to be map number 3 where we see things finished off in the final match. Number 3 is going to be Cafe when we return. How would you feel about that, Vulgar?
That was simultaneously very fast and very slow. I mean, that like each individual round seemed to go by so quickly, and it was very like one-sided. Honestly, that map was way more one-sided than map 1 was. Like, Impact just did not allow for any real response from Thirsty Bastards, and they just looked so dominant for most.
I mean,
of the
despite the
match.
fact that the round count was exactly the same, it really felt like Impact had the handle on that match. They were not giving up at all. It didn't seem like, in fact, yeah, there was almost no sway in those final rounds they had. Despite that, the almost Maverick clutch on the final, I think it was the 3rd round from the end. Despite that, was an absolute dominant show on Oregon. It's going to be interesting to see if on map number 3 either of these teams take any dominance. Because, I mean, as we saw, that was a complete flip between both teams. It seems like both of them have something to show, and they're pretty equal now in the skill. Interesting to see that this has been a change since their final map in Season 2, where Impact actually took the 2-0 victory. Obviously, things are not the same as they were, and looks like Thirsty Bastard Esports is looking to put up a fight.
Yeah, absolutely. So we will be going to the 3rd and final map momentarily. We're just going to take a small little break, but we will be back very soon.
Yeah, I appreciate everybody coming out to watch the stream and going into our final map. Really excited to. I'm just really excited that we were able to go to a 3rd map. We get the full length of the game. We get our full entertainment. I'm really happy that everyone showed up. Anyway, we will be back in
soon.
a few minutes. Yep.
15 seconds remaining. Attackers have recovered the bomb. 5 seconds remaining. 10 seconds to insertion. Bomb located by attackers.
Marque, mettons, marque INT, puis la réponse, ça va être genre.
15 seconds remaining. Five seconds left. Defender is discovered. Defender is approaching a kill zone. Seconds left. Attackers cover the
we're back for the final time of the night, going on to map number 3 on Cafe. Before we get started, we've got some pretty cool analytics to show you guys, as we put up a Twitter poll about 2 hours ago now, where we asked people about their predictions. It's looking like 78% of you thought Impact Esports were going to take the dub on map number 3 here. Interesting to see how things have been playing out, but after that previous game, I can definitely see why their fans are so supportive of them. They have some real talent. It's going to be interesting to see if they're going to be able to claw their way into the final map here and secure the dub for the night.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, 78% to 22%, that is pretty steep. I mean, Impact has like a much bigger, I guess, fan base than Thirsty Bastards do. But Thirsty Bastards definitely put up a good fight in the first map because they obviously won it. And then in the second map, Impact definitely showed us why they are the favorite to win this.
Well, getting into the final map here, as I said, Cafe, I am more than excited to see what we're going to be looking at here with Impact. After that final map, I mean, I really don't know who's got the advantage going in, but despite that, there's a lot that could happen.
Yeah, absolutely. And Cafe is much different map from either Consulate or Oregon. I mean, it has a lot of window play like Consulate, but it's so much so much bigger than Consulate, and has so much more vertical space than Consulate. Even though there's the same amount of floors, just like for some reason, it's just so much taller.
Yeah, I'm interested to see about the roam clearing here with the top floor. As we talked about before, the roaming for both of these teams has been incredibly vital to their success in their defensive rounds. And if the attack can't roam clear out, say, a reading or maybe a bakery on a top floor or a second floor hold, it's going to be really interesting to see if they're going to be able to get much control of the map at all. Going to have to be pushing directly to the site and ignoring some of these roamers if they're not able to effectively alleviate some of their tension.
Yeah, and I will say that Cafe Dostoevsky is probably a lot friendlier to roamers than either Oregon or Consulate, just because of how much bigger and how many more rotate possibilities there are on it. Especially if you're rotating like downwards. Like if you're playing on the first floor, and then if the site's on the first floor, and then you're rotating on top floor, you have so many ways to get back down to site if you need to. Like you can down the stairs. There's pillars. There's hatches if you can open them. There's just so many options, and the fact of that means that you often see quite effective and quite late roams coming out from teams on the defense. Impact for the third time in a row starting on attack. They seem to prefer it, and I can see why because of how well they've done in the past.
Yeah, starting up on top floor here, I can't say I'm surprised. See, we've got actually no shield on the board for the defense as we stand here. I assume there'll be a 6-pick, but if that's not the case, what are they going to do about Pixel? Or even a default freezer or a bathroom hold. Normally, you would see at least one, maybe even 2 or 3 shields being brought, usually with the Goyo, but this time around, I don't see anything.
Yeah, none of the operators on defense actually are able to have a deployable shield, which is important to know considering how powerful those deployable shields are with those bulletproof window slats that are available.
I mean, it's pretty much bread and butter on Cafe to have a shield for your Pixel. How are these guys going to be able to hold back the attackers from just sweeping through Piano?
Yeah, especially, I mean, they have the Cade, but other than that, there's not much to stop the Piano wall from being opened. Yeah, Piano seems to be not very well defended without that shield, but
in fact, can I mention they don't even have a shotgun?
Yeah, they've only got impacts for their rotations.
And with that, only 2 of them. Like, the setup quality of this site is going to be incredibly low. No head holes, only the 2 default rotates. There aren't going to no vertical, no reverse denial. I feel like the setup here is quite poor. What's with the lack of denial or the shield, and without the versatility of the setup. It seems like there isn't much in the way of advanced protection for the defense.
Yeah, absolutely.
In fact, Piano Wall even just be given up for free. There was no cage charge on it whatsoever.
Is that so?
Didn't seem so. I mean, it didn't look like he shot one there. And, yeah, I mean, there's a Mozzie playing close in the wall, but there is not a cage charge on Piano.
Yeah, you're right. That is bizarre. I mean,
And Mozzie doesn't even have a shield to fall back to. He's completely vulnerable if they locate his position.
yeah, especially from those window repels. I mean, obviously there's always the danger of being run out on as an attacker, but I mean, yeah, it's so. This is just a really weird hold in general. Twitch drone going down though. So
I have many questions.
yeah, for sure.
As I
mean,
said, Mozzie getting located here on the piano stage. It looks like he's not even going to be falling back. What? Oh, yeah, he's able to get a frag, at least, pick off the Ash in a position where he absolutely should not have. But falling back to site and safety is the Mozzie.
yeah, and it looked like the
Nice shot from Linux.
nice. Yeah, but it looked like the Legion got lit up as well from that white stairs window, or not white stairs window, but white window itself, and he does go down eventually from the cocktail repel, but he's not going to be able to be finished off as he does get revived, and the Malusi also getting lit off a bit. So now, even though there's those man advantage now actually for the defense, they are two of them are on very low health, less than 25.
Was man
percent.
advantage. Malusi able to get a refrag there, take out the Nomad on repel, bring things into even. Ash able to get a, Jaeger able to get a nice bullet hole info, followed it up with a peek and get a man denial, but again, Twitch able to refrag and keep their team in the running as the Cade is taken out. And now down to a 2v2 here with decent positioning on the attack and low health on bridge. It's going to be up to the Jaeger here, the remaining full health player, and in a solid position here to keep the attackers at bay in the final 20 seconds.
Yeah, this semi crossfire is going to be very powerful if they can pull it off. Ooh, the prone angle getting taken out, bridge taken up Pino, all up to freezing now. He has one player who's very low health, but he doesn't even manage to take him down. Bridge getting the headshot onto freezing.
Very
Ooh,
nice pre-fire from Bridge here. Let's take a look at this.
Yeah, he
Wow.
yeah,
That was
very long pre-fire and it worked.
Yeah, that was very nice. Yeah. Must have gotten the intel from the running there, or perhaps a remaining camera by Piano that we hadn't noticed. But despite that, good final hold there from the two remaining defenders, and securing themselves the first round on the board.
Yeah, and now going down to the first floor, as you would expect, we've got Jaeger and Womai both, along with the Kid, Smoke, and Malusi. So this is a very similar lineup coming out. We also have a Buck, who is an elite skin, which not sure if that's legal, but it's fine. It's fine, I guess.
We'll have to check in with production about that, see about whether or not we can let that slide. After all, there was already a warning going out for a previous elite skin, so we're gonna check in on that. But despite that, going into the round, Thirsty Bastard falling back to downstairs after they take the victory on top floor here. I think I'm feeling pretty confident about it.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, this first floor, similar to Oregon, like the basement, where the basement site is almost stronger than the top site, even though it's like less desired. I feel similarly about first floor kitchen on cafe because it's just very powerful to anchor in, and we've obviously seen that was kind of the where the team struggled, so we might see them succeed there.
It looks to be a pretty solid top floor hold here from the defense. Allotting not just the Malusi, it seemed like there was another, not sure anymore though. But yeah, at least the Malusi playing up top here and trying to burn that time, hopefully not getting picked up too early. And having that player on the Jaeger bridge playing downstairs and dying is going to be a powerful asset to the team as he's able to keep back players from pushing into restaurant and rotating downwards.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if the attackers are clearing top floor. Okay, then it looks like they are. They have the drones there, and There's two people there, the Buck and the, I think, Sophia. Now holding the white rotate is the Buck. He does manage to get a couple shots onto Munch, but does take a little bit of damage in return. Munch falling back is going to go down to bleeding, but an Exile takes down Bridge from above. And Munch falling all the way back to the first floor. This roam utterly ineffective as only a minute has passed and all players are now on the first floor for the defense, that is.
Yeah, big frag there from Exile, being able to take out that Jaeger. Malusi taking his place in the same spot, but can't say that was the smartest move from the Malusi there, as he's going to be stuck now. Oh, wasn't dining, now in reception, a significantly more powerful spot. He's going to take out not one, but two drones here, but that's going to be his downfall. Looking away from his opponent, and not just him, but also others on the smoke. Big pick there. It's left all up to the remaining, not Cade, but Wumai. Stuck on site, all lonesome. It's looking to favor, I'd say, a little heavily in the attack, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I would say so. He does get 2 kills, though. Doesn't get the third as Linux on the same spot as Ace managed to take him down. But a good effort by Sai in order to try to save the round, but honestly, it was just kind of doomed. Like, in a 1v5 situation, unless you get extraordinarily lucky or the other team, plays extraordinarily poorly, you're not going to win that like 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, unfortunate there for the defense that they lost those roamers so quickly. Had they been able to stay alive a little bit longer and support them, perhaps it would have been a different story, but unfortunately, that was not the case. Jaeger and Malusi both getting taken out without any sort of trade or significant damage. Gonna have to look going forward if they're going to be able to make changes to their roam that could perhaps be more efficient.
Yeah, Exile on that roam glade was extremely effective. Taking out Bridge by pillars like from above and then getting 2 more picks after that. It was just extremely strong play from him. And yeah, so we do seem to be having a little bit less roam presence coming out from Thirsty Bastards, as a lot more set up on the site itself and in prep. So we'll have to see how effective that is going to be. As I say that though, Munch is actually going upstairs, so he does appear to be roaming still.
Nice cage charge there coming in.
Yeah, I really like that. That was it's a very tricky spot to put it.
It's a good spot. Some say indestructible. I mean, there is some ways that you could deal with it, but it's not exactly an easy place to clear. Gonna keep that bakery wall nice and safe for at least the meantime. Zofia going over to bottom white here. Looks like they're making the adjustment in their roam clear and that they're going to be holding the flank. So after the attackers are able to push out the top floor player, they're going to be holding their rotate back to site.
Yeah, and you still see Munch playing upstairs, and yeah, it does get droned out, it looks like, as well as Sai upstairs. So Sai last time was just on site the whole round, but I guess because he got the top of the 1v5, they decided to put him on the roam. But Munch just taken out too easily from the skylight, just not watching that angle. And I don't really blame him. I mean, there's just so many angles to watch, but you still shouldn't be dying that early in the round. I mean, a minute has elapsed, and the room has been unsuccessful for him. Others, though, managed to get a kill.
Nice frag there from Malusi, but
Shalom.
I'd say that Mew definitely shouldn't have been where he was, openly peeking with that SMG-11. Just not too much potential there for refrag. It was unfortunately just left to die there without repercussion. And now the Malusi also stuck upstairs without much support from his team. He's going to be subsequently dealt with by the attack if he was not such an aim god, as is the case, able to at least get a frag on the Nomad. They're finally refragged by the Zofia.
Yeah, honestly, Allers was very effective there. He almost, I think, made up for Sai's and Munch's lack of impact on that round. But he's still dead now, and it's now a 2v3. Of the operators still up, Liv and Bridge are probably the best 2 you have. I mean, the Ked and the Smoke, those are 2 very good operators. You got the C4 and the Ked, and then still 3 smoke canisters in the pocket for Bridge as he plays some small bakery. C4 going to come out and miss nothing hits.
Not sure about Smoke's positioning here. Small Bake definitely doesn't seem like the best spot for him to play in, as he's definitely not supported by his team. But despite that, it's going to be the position that he's in, and he's not really going to be able to move about it, as Sophia finding his location and keeping him boxed in. Cade now alone on site. He's not going to be able to do much about it, as he is stuck within kitchen, and now truly alone as Smoke dies to the Zofia. Now going to have to play the corner. Not going to be living long. Zofia able to take out the final pick and secure what was a interesting round, if I can say that.
Yeah, Exile has just been on point lately. That's, I think, 3Ks in a row for him. Maybe he's going for the third. But he's just been kind of unstoppable. Like, nobody's been able to deal with him on the defense, and he's just been picking up frags left and right.
Yeah, hopefully going forward, we'll see a little bit stronger roam here from Thirsty Bastards, as it seems like they've been allotting a lot of resources to their roam, but they haven't really been playing around each other very much. They could use a little bit more closeness between their roamers so that they can really support one another.
Yeah, rather than having, I think, 3 individual roamers, I think it'd be more effective to have like
Protect your
one
bombs from being defused
set
by attackers.
of roamers that has 3 people in it. Like play more close together and coordinate with each other more. Because as it was, they were kind of just 3 people individually playing their own game, and the attack was just able to kind of pick them off one by one quite easily without much challenge, except for in the case of others where he did get to take down 2 people with him. But now we're going up to the top 4 again, and Thirsty Bastards were able to win it last time we went here. We'll have to see if they can make Lightning Strike twice. He was struggling with the drum a little bit, but he does get it in the end, and the Lucy putting down some more Banshees on the cigar shop.
Yeah, pushing it just like normal here. Seems that a little bit of roaming here coming on the white stairs. I assume that's the Malusi there playing low, but besides that, it seems to be a trend line here that the Malusi being the only roamer here for the defense, besides the previous round that was an anomaly where the mute happened to find himself in piano for some reason, where he was taken out within a few shorts. Buck already making his way down to top red here. Going to be taking out that Mozzie Pest in a few seconds to allow that drone to come in, I think, had it not been able to get in itself. And taking a lot of ground seemingly very quickly. After all, it's only about 45 seconds in. He's already ready to contest with this Malusi.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like others knows that he's up there. I mean, but the Buck can't really swing, but others just turning his back on him regardless is fairly dangerous. But he doesn't actually push down red and is hunting for any roamers that might be there. And there is one right there. Liv if he could just free fire through that wall, he'd get the kill, but does not see the Buck to cross the holograph site in the way. But he does actually get up the kill. Pino taken down by Liv. But quick refrag coming out onto the Malusi haulers.
See there, the defense at least getting a refrag there for their Malusi. Mozzie taking up that roam space that we saw was formerly taken by our friend Uller. But seems like still a lot of presence here from the attack, although still having not taken the piano. Friesen able to get a early frag, or not early frag, but a pretty free frag at that, and Ace following up with another one, leaving the attack in 4v2 and ready to start moving towards an execute.
Yeah, Exile in default plants position, but he doesn't actually have to freeze or freezing does, so Exile's gonna push up further, trying to cover this plant. Freezing on the diffuser is in Cigar, I'm pretty sure. Exile with another kill on the bridge, and now it's all up to the Cade. He unlocked another Exile, I think with a 4K on that round, maybe a 3K. He's just been unstoppable. Like, he has been
absolutely cleaning up. Incredible shots coming out.
Yeah, he is, like, I think is he in the double digits by now? Like, he is extremely strong.
Very possible. seems like we're gonna have a short break here. Seems like we've had a. Oh, yeah, the Buck Elite needs to be removed here as we've checked in.
Yeah, so Exile's been okay. So Exile is currently 9-1. He is disgusting.
An
He
absolute
cannot be
monster.
stopped. Yeah, in 4 rounds he has gotten 9 kills. I think that's actually like technically in 3 rounds because I don't think he got a kill the first round. So within 3 rounds he's gone from 0 kills to 9 kills. Like he's ridiculous.
That is an absolute crazy number to have at such an early stage in the round count. But despite that, still plenty of time to change here. But Impact taking the early lead on attack is definitely not what I would want to see if I was a fan of Thirsty
Defenders, protect your
Bastards.
bombs from being defused by attackers.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're going to be going back to the top floor again, which I don't really blame them because this is the only site they've actually won. So it makes sense, but if I'm them, I'm just kind of thinking that this isn't looking good. I mean, being down 1-3 on your defenses on Cafe, no more or no less. I mean, not good. I mean, like I can't emphasize enough how bad this looks for Thirsty Bastards. And that's not to say that they're doomed,
10 seconds
but
left.
again, it's just
Yeah, it's
they're gonna
definitely
need to
not great.
yeah, they're gonna need to pull a rabbit out of the hat in order to take this, I think.
Yeah, hopefully what we'll see in the next few rounds, if Thirsty Bastards wants their best chance of winning this year, they've really got to cement themselves confidence-wise, start winning a lot more of these roaming gunfights. They've got to be a little bit more coordinated. They've got to put that little extra bump in. That seems to all be what's missing.
Yeah, absolutely. And so we now see peculiarly a bottom-up roam clear, it looks like, which is not unheard of, but it is a little bit weird.
I mean, that's definitely
on
what
this-
it feels like they need to do at this point with the way that we've been seeing Thirsty Bastards roaming here. Like, take this Vigil, for instance, just playing in Train. Pretty free kill if they have intel on him. It seems that they're looking to eliminate people just like him. Make sure that they have the best possible chance when pushing into sight and not have to worry about those staircase flanks.
Yeah, for sure. And the roam clear has been like on point for Impact. I mean, I can only really think of the one round where Ullers got the 2 kills on his roam, but other than that, none of the awkward.
Yeah, that would help if I would unmute my mic right here. I seem to have lost contact with my co-hosts for probably the same reason as I've lost contact with them before. You guys didn't see it because it was in between the first and the second map, but like Discord detecting suspicious activities on my account, then locking me out, asking that I reset the account. And I could reset the password in between 2 maps. Right here, however, it is going to be a bit harder since we're in the middle of a round. So what I'll do is, I guess we're going to be jumping, you know, at the end of this round, we're going to be jumping on another like voice chat platform somewhere. That's going to be a nice kill on Freezing. He was buried. The diffuser, Hard Breacher gone as well. Jillo has to rush in, tries to get the refrag. He will actually get the refrag. But thing is, with 47 seconds on the clock, Liver with the smoke can be actually really dangerous. He is going to get a nice NSTQ with the SMG-11. Now diffuser lost once again. Linux on the skylight. There isn't too much that he could do, right? Because if he tries to drop, his movements are going to be so predictable that basically he's going to be dead before his feet even touch the ground. But that kind of seems like it's his only hope. Oh, he flashed himself. How unfortunate. And oh, I was wrong in the sense that his feet did touch the ground, but he didn't stay alive much longer than that. Okay, let me try to get a hold of them again. Yeah. Okay. Spree, let me contact you on Gilded. Okay, let's see if Spree responds, because yes, I hope really that this is gonna fix the issues. Let me just create a channel real quick. Let's call it like casting channel. Gilded was not supposed to be used this
Attackers
way.
need to locate and defuse bombs.
Sorry, let me just jump
Bomb
back
located by
into
attackers.
here. Okay, give me half a sec. So we're in contacts with Spree. Oh yeah, I've created the casting channel. I am in the casting channel. Let's send an invite to Spree. There
5
we go.
seconds left.
And
Attacker's objective is to defuse a bomb.
okay. Yeah, I'm going to have to basically say wing it for the time being. Let's see how exactly this goes. Sorry for missing out on the early stages of the game, but there we have it. 2 kills in rapid succession. Impact really not off to a good start for this round, but Freezing is going to get a first pick of his own. Flank watch does not exactly seem to be established, right? I don't see an air jab. No, yeah, Linux hasn't used a single one of those just yet, so really this is going to even like further increase the difference, because Pinos, for example, has to watch the flank, and in doing so he can't exactly, you know, contribute to the push, and that really is going to be splitting the attacker's resources. They're already spread thin as is. Linux is going to try to go in for some kind of a push, but not insisting too much, right? At the end of the day, you wouldn't just want to waste your life on a doomed endeavor. On the other hand, though, Freezing seems to be feeling somewhat, say, lucky, as he's pushing in it's the tiniest amount. I mean, it would be easy enough to just give a drone and ask one of the dead players to watch it. However, he really is sticking to his gun, literally, right? And that's Linux. You're making some progress. Pinos is with him, but they're not exactly getting kills. Oh, how unfortunate. 2 deaths in rapid succession. And that grenade kind of bounced. Was it a magnet? Couldn't tell you. What I can say is that Freezing got the kill immediately after. And that, of course, is going to be yet another round 1 for the defense, which is going to be good for them, as they are going to be able to equalize the scores at the end of the first half of the game. Vulgar, Spree, how are you doing? You guys seem to be in here, but I cannot hear you. Voice and video. Output device, put it through this one. Let's try something. Want to talk again? Oh. No, don't hear you still. Give me half a sec. Yes, if I go in here. Oh, Gilded was muted. Okay. Okay, I can hear you now.
Are we good?
Actually, you know what? I just realized Gilded does something differently to Discord. They have voice channel and they have video channels. And since I was video sharing with you guys, I will be doing this in the streaming channel.
All right, let's move then. Or should we?
I just typoed casting with a Y, not to matter. Right beneath us, there's a new channel which we're going to be jumping into.
All right.
Yeah, how do I...
Doesn't seem like I have the permissions to join.
Oh. If you click on the channel, okay, it's gonna open up, and to the right, top right, there's join voice.
We don't have permission to join the casting or anything.
Oh shoot, shoot. Let me permissions. Everyone, join. There you go. Okay, I just gave permissions to everyone, so that should do that should do the trick for right now. Let's try again.
Like I can join.
Yeah, just don't know how.
Okay, yeah, so if you click on casting, okay, it should pop. Oh, there you go. You guys are in. Okay.
I think we're good here.
Yes, I think we are. But Vulgar is still having issues. Oh, and Vulgar is in as well.
All right. Sorry to everybody about the technical difficulties.
So sorry. Vulgar, how's my screen share? Is it looking good?
I do not. I see a black screen.
Same here. That's weird. Let me turn it on again. Oh, is it using the
Right now, let me just-
camera?
Let me just
It's
talk a
not.
little bit about what's going on right
Yeah.
now, just because it's
Yep,
been a little
absolutely.
bit blank here.
Attackers drop the diffuser.
Back to top floor here. It's going to be the first round on
Attackers recovered the
game
bomb
for
diffuser.
Impact on defense, and interesting to see that they've been pretty tied up here for the final match of the game, despite our last two maps where it seemed like one team or the other was taking a definitive victory over one another. It seems like as we near to the end of our match here, both teams are giving it their all, and we're really seeing a neck-to-neck race here, looking for the final map victory. Here holding on top floor is the Echo, just waiting for these repelling players, trying to hold on to his extended shield as we finally see some shield play going on Cafe. Although, despite his powerful position, the tenuity of where he's playing is going to catch up to him sooner or later, as he's going to have to be dealing with the cross angle starting to be set up by the attacking team here. Getting cigar shop control, nading out his shield, and all in all, just working hard to make sure that he cannot stay comfortable. Still in piano here. They look to take further and further control. We see the reinforced wall starting to open up, and the first pick comes out to Linux as he's able to take out the sledge, although retraded quickly by the Nomad repelling on snow. Despite
this,
those early picks,
Yeah, I was just saying, like this piano hold is completely fallen apart, and Impact have completely taken control of it. They have man advantage, I think. This is not looking good.
nice pick here from Bridge, giving the attacking team the main advantage, and it seems like they're all working off it. Ace taking out Friesen here on the castle. It's pretty much all left up to the Smoke and the Jaeger here. Smoke specifically in this power position is going to have to hold on to the back of sight. But Smoke canister is burnt now. He's going to have no other option but to peek, and peek he will.
Left.
All left up to the Jaeger here,
Bomb
off
located by
sight and
attackers.
out of position
10
to deny the
seconds
plant. He's going to have to work his way back up those white stairs and try to take gunfights
5 seconds left.
with the remaining players. Nomad goes down, and he's able to almost take out the Ash too, and he does indeed. Pushing into Freezer, not completely inassailable position here, as he's already taking significant ground without losing a large amount of health. But it's all going to be in vain here. Luff on the Ace here, going to secure the round for his team, denying any possibility of a clutch and going into a 4-3 split. That's pretty crazy, Vulgar.
Yeah, and yes, for sure. And so 3-4-3 now. This is looking a lot better for Thirsty Bastards. But we'll have to see if they can bring it back. Oh wait, no, they're Thirsty Bastards is in the lead now, actually.
Yep.
Sorry.
They are the ones who just took into the lead. I mean, I'm just excited to see them finally prospering after what happened in in the last match there. But it looks like they're finally
Attackers
feeling
need to
strong
locate and
again.
defuse as many
Got
bombs as they can.
nothing to worry about. Honestly, I'm just happy to see that we're getting a nice long game to finish off. Nothing's getting called too early. We get to keep excited and thinking about what might happen.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Nothing's been locked in stone yet. Either way, we see for our 7th round here, sorry, 8th, we're going to see Impact going downstairs to Kitchen, obviously deciding that Bar was just not the move for them. Hold or the chemistry just not coming in place, they're not going to want to give it a second try. Bringing the Smoke and the
5 seconds left.
Nitro here on the Cade and Malusi to make sure they've got plenty of planting out here, but not doing the freezer extension, which is, I mean, I can see why, but just feels like a bit of a missed opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, if you haven't practiced it enough, it can kind of backfire. You know, similar to the extension hold on Oregon Basement. It's just kind of difficult if you don't really know what you're doing, which obviously these teams know what they're doing, but they might not feel confident enough in themselves to actually, you know, do it properly. Especially with how close this match is, you might not want to try anything like too drastic.
Okay, yes, and we are back in this channel. Spree, you there?
Yes, I'm here. Are we good to continue?
I don't know if Vulgar doesn't seem to have realized. Vulgar, can you hear me? We're back in Discord.
Sorry, this is a bit of a juggling act.
It
Kind of incredible we're able to get this done mid-match.
It
We
really
deserve
is a
some
juggling
serious
act.
props, but despite that, let me keep things going so that we don't have too much of a lapse. Are we good here on the audio end?
I am back. Hello.
We're absolutely
Alright.
good on the audio end. On my end, we're good.
Perfect.
Okay.
PPNO is getting the opening frag here onto the Zofia. Again, seems to be the opening pick several times in the past previous rounds, but fortunately for the defense, their man advantage will not be a lasting effect. Jello getting picked off pretty early without many percussions on the rounds, unfortunately. Doesn't seem to have been able to use that nitro to the fullest advantage. But somehow, Cade seeming to sneak up the red stairs. Gets noticed, though. He's not going to be able to stay there for long. But just on pure gun skill alone, able to take out Bridge, as he doesn't seem to have noticed his location exactly and leaving himself vulnerable to a push. Very interesting deployable shield here in the hallway.
Yeah, the deployable shield is interesting because it gives a nice tight angle onto the red stairs, like a swing. But yeah,
Also just
I
makes
kinda-
small bakery very difficult to assail.
yeah, absolutely. And like I was saying, give Exile a gun and he will frag. It does not matter which one it is. Give him Sophia, give him Cade. He doesn't care. But he is going to try to hold on to this closet and hold on to small bakery by extension for as long as he lives. And it does appear that he's successful so far. Sai pushing into small bakery. We'll see if he can get a kill onto Exile. He has pre-fire the shield, and the air jab goes out. It does not. Oh, it does go off, but he's not unable to capitalize on it. The Malusi gadget making it very difficult to push in.
15 seconds to go.
Yep. Another pick coming in for the defense here. They've pretty much cemented their position, but the Sledge is going to make a go for it. Shotgun comes out, and he is taken out, same as the Nomad. Round number 8 goes for Impact as they're cementing their self, keeping themselves in the game, putting us at 4-4, and they are definitely not ready to give up.
Yeah, it's fitting that the last map of the night has been the most tense and the most close match so far.
Absolutely. Before we
And
go on with the casting, I just want to give an apology to our viewers about we had some production issues there with the voice chat, and we had some cutting out there. So I appreciate everybody keeping up with it, and it seems that everything's fixed now. We should be clear for the night.
yeah, and so hopefully, if we're lucky, we won't have any more disruptions. Um, However, we will be going down to now round 9 as Impact will go upstairs to the top floor now to attempt to hold this again.
Locate and defuse
And
as many bombs as they can.
oh, never mind, they're going to reading actually, and that is interesting. I kind of like it.
Definitely not a bad pick if they know what they're doing. Like, I definitely find that people who are comfortable with reading can have a success rate very similar to that of Bar. But if you don't really know the setup and you're not comfortable with it, it's very easy to make a mistake that could jeopardize your ability to play the round properly.
Yeah, but based on what they're doing, Impact seems to have this set up down and like extremely refined. Like they know what they're doing, and I'm very confident that they're able to win this out if they play their cards right.
5 seconds remaining.
Just the same as any other defender round, I believe. Unfortunate there from Mozzie, just shot a bit too early. But anyways, first time we're going to be seeing a second floor defense on Cafe from either of these teams here. Going to be experimenting, and I mean, I can see why. Obviously, Bar didn't work out for them, Kitchen did, and they're just looking to kind of go somewhere that they have a fresh start on. They don't want to cement themselves in a routine, and by keeping things mixed up, they're going to have to make sure that Thirsty Bastards, they can't cement themselves in a roster either. By keeping everything flexible, they keep the operators moving, and there's always the possibility that they'll be able to get around where maybe they go top floor and there isn't the proper heart breach, or maybe there isn't a Nomad. Anything of that kind that could give themselves a little advantage.
Yeah, absolutely. But the first pick coming up from Ullers onto Jello is big. The Sophia taking down the Mozzie. I mean, Mozzie already put his pests down, but he won't be able to move any drones that he might have captured, and he will not be able to use that C4.
Attackers have
That
located
is
bomb.
huge, and that is not good.
Bit of a
And that
problem there from
also-
Jello, giving up the frag too early. Oh, it looks like Bridge is just going in. We're getting to the action right away. So we see almost complete site control and a plant going down within the first minute, 20 seconds. Unfortunately, Ash gets down, but we're already seeing the plant being finished, and the positioning from the attackers to hold this is perfect. A nice shot there coming from the ace, or onto the ace, leaving us in a 3v3. But despite that, the positioning to hold the diffuser is more than perfect. Nice shots, though, coming in from the defense. Still down a man, but despite that, they've done what they need to give themselves a fighting chance. Though with Pulse going down, it's going to be all left up to Pepinos. He's going to have to go in for the 1v1.
Yeah,
He's actually
50
going for
seconds
the
left.
going for the pickup here. He's going to be going for the stick here, but Nomad able to get the frag, and there's only 7 seconds left, and that's going to be
It's
it.
impossible. Good try. I mean, that was very fast. I mean,
Yeah, I wasn't quite ready for that, but it seemed like, I mean, I totally agree with it. Thirsty Bastards getting that opening pick, which definitely shouldn't have happened. That was a big flop on Mozzie's part there. And getting that early top control gave them the opportunity to just take site and plant. And although it was close, it definitely was the right call there at the end.
Yeah, they didn't exactly take top control, but they kind of denied top control from Thirsty Bastards or from Impact. I mean, and that gave them the opportunity to take over the site itself and just plant in the default spot because there was no top floor denial. There's no denial from above onto the plant spot that, and then Impact just kind of fell apart there. So now, for the second time, Thirsty Bastards taking the lead on this map.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Yeah, we're back at reading here. Seems like Impact seems like they think reading's worth a second chance. They'd like to try to redeem themselves. It seems like the issues that they had last round are very fixable. I mean, being a little bit more careful or maybe having a stronger top hold there would completely change the outcome of the previous round. So hopefully they're going to be taking their mistakes from the previous round and adapting them so that they can hold a little bit better. And it seems like that's the case here with the smoke shield being in a little bit of a different position.
Yeah, a rush strat like that does not generally work twice in a row, and I would be very surprised if Thirsty Bastards attempts it again. This Echo is going to help deny plant a little bit, if nothing else, and I do think that they have a fighting chance here to take this round, and then obviously after this round, regardless of the result, they are able to go back downstairs to the first floor.
Yeah, I mean, this roam clear has just been weird every single round. It feels like either it works really well or it doesn't work at all for both of these teams. And I mean, if Bridge is able to do something similar to the previous round, they could just take everything, really. But if he gets shut down within the first 30 seconds to a bad gunfight or maybe some poor positioning, I mean, I don't want to say it's a wrap, but it's certainly not a good start for Thirsty Bastards. They'd have to really bring things hard to actually do like a structured roam clear without these individual fragging plays.
Yeah, and some unfortunate missed shots there, but it doesn't matter because he cleans it up with a shotgun, freezing with a kill on the others, and he will actually barricade the window behind him.
Very ballsy, just
play.
like, oh, we're done there. Let me just close that up. We're finished with that window, and still with 100 health on the board. What a risky play from Smoke, but also very vital, giving them a great chance with the round here.
Yeah, especially considering it's the Smoke, that is extremely high risk behind him.
Oh, and again, the aggressive peek absolutely rewards as he's able to take out the sledge, too. And another pick. Oh my god. Smoke is just raining in the kills here. Finally, he gets traded back, but 3 picks on the board for the Smoke, just fragging out. Fortunately,
well, finally, Smoke actually goes down now. Yeah, the SDS brothers, Smoke and Mute, taking out 3 players collectively, and it's now in a 3 versus 2 for Impact. They need to take down the remaining 2 players, Ash and Ace, 2 very potent fragging operators, if in the right hands, which I do believe they are.
Still good health on the board for them, too.
True that. And then Ace actually putting a charge on the floor, just trying to open up a little bit of line of sight, maybe panic the defenders a little bit.
I mean, just opening up that line of sight means that they're no longer capable of playing there. But unfortunately for Thirsty Bastards, they're going to be losing one of their remaining 2 players. It's going to be all left up to Luff on the ace here. He's going to have to pull off a miracle play if he wants the opportunity to get this. But his position now known from that smoke grenade, it's going to be less and less likely by the second.
Yeah, I mean, you have the AK-12, which is the best gun in the game, but not much you can do that with 15 seconds and 3 people to
15
find.
seconds left.
I don't think anybody would find that. And then
There
Jalo
he goes.
up top on top of that shelf, just gonna get the nice angle onto him. Not expecting that, and he pays the price for it.
Definitely did not seem like the ace knew what was going on. He just, last few seconds had to go for something, and unfortunately just didn't correctly assume. Anyway, Impact tying things back up at 5-5, and we're really going to the last few seconds. It's going to be down to these 3 remaining rounds, or sorry, 2, if we want to see whether or not we're going to OT, or if any of these teams can clean up and finish off in the final.
Yeah, we are officially going to every single round in regulation, which is exciting. We haven't seen that yet. Both of the maps played before have been relatively one-sided, regardless of how close any individual round was. The round count themselves were close, or were not close at all. We're seeing a Blackbeard, I believe, for the first time, so that is interesting, especially because surely
Bomb located by attackers.
Thirsty Bastards knows that Impact is going to be going first floor, and I feel that Blackbeard is much more potent on the top floor or on the middle floor than on this floor, so it is curious to see. But, you know, Blackbeard can be so strong in the right hands. With that face shield, he can absorb more headshots than any other operator, which for most operators is 1, but for Blackbeard it's, 2 to 3 at least.
10 seconds left before insertion.
Yeah, I'm interested to see, I mean,
5 seconds left before insertion.
you know what, I don't even know anymore. Look, what I'd love to see here
Attackers
for,
objective is to defuse a bomb.
for Impact is if they really want to secure this freezer round, they've got to do what they did last time, which is, I mean, that shield setup was golden, but getting those early picks on the roam is exactly what they need. Like this vigil here, securing even just a bit of damage, wasting that time. Doesn't seem like that's going to be super important here, though, as it looks the Blackbeard may be going directly for Bakery. In fact, I would like to say we haven't seen really that many rounds where the attackers have just directly pushed the site, and getting the opportunity to just take the gunfight off the bat would really change things up.
Exile taking a little bit of damage here. Luckily, he's 3 horns, so he absorbs a lot of it, but he's still at 75 health now in code check. And you're really trying to hold on to small Bakery here, preventing the attackers from pushing in and getting control of Bakery itself. And he's also holding onto this main door here. Very dangerous fight here. He's exposing himself quite a bit, but he's able to get this pick. It'd be huge. Bakery wall actually gets opened up very quickly. And that's where the Blackbeard's gonna be so strong because of the and then he gets the kill into freezing as well. So that Blackbeard pick definitely
Very nice pick.
But Exile actually has a very nice angle onto that from coat check because of the open wall by red stairs. So he is able to contest this if he can get the kill onto the person coming from green. Blackbeard now from below as well onto Jello from above, and Linux gets the kill into Ullers. Finally, for 2 kills coming out. But Pepino getting the kill into Munch, now only up to Linux and Pepino. And Pepino's off site, and Linux is very low health. He just misses Bridge coming in, and it is all up to the Jaeger Pepino. He does take down Liv or Luff, but he's all alone. 1v2, and he has not site control. Diffuser going down. This is not looking good.
Yeah, all left up to Pepinos. Pepinos. Yeah, I can't get that name quite right. Only in a 1v2, not terribly unattainable, but the positioning from the attackers is ideal for dealing with this diffuser. Gonna be going for the Zofia first, but he's not quite sure where the other remaining attacker is. He's gonna have to be dealing with them as they come, as he really just has to wait for them to do their move. But his time running out, he's got no choice but to go for a play. Now 6-5 for 6-5 for Thirsty Bastards. Yep. For Thirsty Bastards as they secure themselves the OT at the very least. Looks like we're gonna have a pause here.
Yeah,
That might
and
be-
some kind of technical difficulty, I suppose. And we'll be getting back into the action very soon. But now, Thirsty Bastards on match point, map and match point, that is.
could be
And
closing it out right here.
yeah, they're going to be trying to win this out as best they can. And Impact will be attempting to go back to kitchen. They do not want to go upstairs, top floor, but they'll be trying to the same thing again on kitchen. And Exile has kind of fallen off a bit. I think that he was the main reason for their early success in this match, but he's been falling a little bit silent lately as Thirsty Bastards have been able to shut them down a lot more effectively as of late.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Impact is just scratching their head right now after all the work they've put in and over the past several hours, looking to just hopefully secure out the game at the very last seconds. But to lose it now, it would all be for nothing, would be very frustrating.
Yep, absolutely. And we're just waiting on the timer to restart. As soon as the teams give it the go ahead, we will be getting back into the action. We will be seeing the IQ, interestingly enough, for I believe the first time. I mean, it makes sense because of how powerful that G8A1 is, and the Pulse is also on the board. And so the IQ will be very potent against that, as well as the Echo, and possibly the Kate as well. But the Pulse will actually be 6-picked to a Clash, and IQ will be
Okay.
6-picked to an IQ.
Fascinating six picks. I'd say genius, wouldn't you?
Yeah, especially the IQ to the IQ. Now that is some
Attackers need
big
to
brain
locate
stuff.
That
and
is some
defuse bombs.
next level thinking. I have never, like, the trickery on that, just, mwah, so good.
Attackers discovered the location.
No,
Absolutely.
Not quite sure
But-
about the Clash play here. It's going to be interesting to see if they have anything pre-planned. Maybe this is some strat that they've been holding in. And if it is, I mean, no better time to use it but now. Right on the edge of defeat. Perhaps something as unexpected as a Clash play may be able to swing things back in their favor. Especially from one of the bottom frags of Impact on Jello.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you're not getting frags, I guess you might as well go Clash, right? Because that shield is so annoying to deal with that sometimes it can win rounds by itself. Because especially if you're able to like deal with the Sophia early on with those concussion blasts, it's almost impossible to take out a talented Clash player. And that secondary gun as well, the machine pistol, is nothing to scoff at because it is essentially a mini F2. Like the stats don't lie, and the stats
The
say that
stats
that gun
don't
is
lie.
very strong. Yeah. But yeah, so we will be seeing a player up top in piano, the Jaeger up in piano, and he will get droned out actually. So that is very bad for him. He's gonna try to shoot the drone. He actually doesn't shoot it, but he will be attempting to deny this entry into red. And on the drone again, he's going to see them going Shigar, and the IQ is going to be pushing in.
Nice opening frag there from Bridge. Able to take out Pepinos as he's unable to contribute to the round very much off the bat, but it is definitely not good to see their one and only primary roamer dying so early on in the round without impact. We're going to have to
Roamer.
just let the attackers work on that vertical for the next 2 minutes without much in the way of contesting them, except for this Clash who, for one reason or another, is pushed up alone on the red stairs here.
Yeah, and not only is Pepino the roamer up top, he was also the top frag of their team, with the excluding Exile. They're both tied for 13 kills apiece, which is much more than any other person individually on the team. So that is not ideal. Clash trying to make pushing down these brown stairs a little bit annoying, and Freezing actually gets the refrag onto Munch, so that is the IQ out of play. Freezing with that beautiful shot again, or with E-Smoke. He's able to do wonders with that SMG-11, but will it be enough? He has the angles, but does he have the ammo and the recoil control for it?
Look like the attackers are really working that much on vertical at all here. Although working on the freezer hatch finally, it's going to be pretty much a horizontal take, as it doesn't even seem like the hatch is being played on currently.
Attackers dropped the
Although
diffuser.
Bridge now maybe
Attackers will
finally
cover
starting
the
to work on that vertical. He's going to get picked off without, again, impacting very much.
Attackers have dropped the bomb.
Get it?
Yeah,
Impacting the pun.
very. Yes, I love
Oh,
it.
so smart.
Oh no, Ols just
Oh,
barely
close
misses
one
that
there.
shot. And he's able to get away with his life though, and Freezing is pushing over to the back.
And another pick for Cade here. Oh my
And
god, and
another.
another one! Exile is absolutely popping off. Just incredible play here from the Cade. It's all left up to Luff, and things are all but closed out. It looks like we're going to be going to OT for map number 3. Exile finishes it off with a 4K. What an incredible kill.
I think that he heard me say that he was kind of gone silent, and he decided
Yeah.
that he couldn't let that stand, so he just went and got a 4K. Beautiful play
He
coming
was
up
like,
from the
yeah,
K.
no, I ain't about that.
Yeah, for sure. And
What an absolute monster.
he's a monster on that AUG, and he just cannot be stopped right now. And
We are really going to the
single-handedly,
very end.
yeah, he single-handedly brings Impact back into the round and into overtime. They end up getting the defense, which I'm not even sure. I think it was it 3-3 at the split? 4-2?
I think, yes, it was 3-3 at the split.
So that means there's no inherent advantage to either side here. Like using 6-pick over to Blackbeard, which I like because Blackbeard did extremely well for them last for
Attackers need to locate and
Thirsty
defuse the
Bastards
bomb.
last time they brought it. So I do like this play. And Impact actually going to the middle floor, interestingly enough. They've won this side once and lost it once, so I guess it has a pretty good track record for them. And as long as they don't get rushed again, I do think that they should be able to hold this out.
Yeah, same reading setup here from Impact. Unfortunately, last time didn't go too well for them, but as I mentioned before, the things that went wrong in the first reading round are easily solvable. It was the top hold that had crumbled, and although it didn't work out for them the second time around, I think third time's the charm.
Yeah, absolutely. And the fact that they have this setup just so memorized is a good thing, I think, because it gives them the maneuverability and the knowledge to really play around this setup that a lot of teams wouldn't be able to do.
Yeah,
But now
just
the
going up
attack,
to top at the same time as usual. Looks like it's going to be Exile, Freezing, playing up top together, as they should. We saw the problem with round number 1 on reading was the weak top hold, so it looks like that's been corrected. But just top down, it doesn't look like there's going to be much in the way of first floor, besides perhaps the Blackbeard pushing downstairs by the bakery as of right now.
yeah, he's just going to be playing with those windows like a Blackbeard should. And Boris getting first goal into Exile, that is not ideal. He is your best player by far right now.
Oh, and he's still going in.
First, yeah, and
Rulers
he's still
is just not
getting
slowing
made.
down. And
Oh,
another
no.
pick.
And that's
Top
the
floor
smoke.
has just been crumbled. And another Jaeger going down too. He was able to get one, but that's not even close to enough to recuperate for what just happened. And then Maestro going for another push-up. He's going to be on his own here, though. And fortunately, Linux able to get a pick. It looks like they are able to claw back from their tough situation.
Yeah, these 2-3 are doing the work right now as they equalize the round count. But
And
then
another
man
for
count,
Maestro.
and Jello gets another onto Love, and now it is all up the bridge all of a sudden. He has sight, but he does not have diffuser. He's going to need to go for kills. He gets stunned by the Echo Drone. They know where he is. He shoots the Echo Drone, but it's maybe too little too late as he is being pinched by both Echo and Maestro. Maestro slow walking here. It doesn't seem like Bridge hears him. He's going to stop and go slowly. Bridge pushing up into the hallway. And gets peeked by the Maestro and
that's
finally
it.
gets killed.
Yo, Jello is like, hold on, I've been lacking a little bit. Let me pick up my pink suit real quick. And then just put them in a body bag with that 3K that round. Very well done from the Maestro here, and a round that I thought was pretty much all but done. Clawed back by the Echo and the Maestro as they pull in what they believe is their game.
Yeah, that was beautiful Maestro play there. All the control was impeccable. You know, making sure you're
Positioning.
always in that ADS state because it takes so long to get into it or out of it. So you just want to continuously be holding angles like that, and he did it perfectly. I love it. Now for potentially the last round, Impact will need to take it around on an attack on the top floor on bar and cocktail. And we'll be seeing the 6th pick from both sides onto the Blackbeard and the Legion. Blackbeard seems to be a good pick for both these teams. They seem to both want to play it, and I don't blame them. That face shield is so potent.
Attackers
Yeah, I
need to
mean,
locate and
Impact
defuse the
definitely. They haven't really been doing very different on attack than defense. It's been quite an even count between the two of them. But despite that, I definitely I'm sure Impact are screaming at each other, ready to close this out. I mean, it's been a long run, and I'm sure it seemed like they wanted this to be over a long time ago, or at least believed it should. But this has gone the absolute longest it could. So despite whether or not either of these teams are the victors, we can definitely see that they're a lot closer than they were just a few months ago.
10 seconds left.
Yeah, absolutely. It's worth noting that the last time these two teams faced off, it was a 2-0 sweep for Impact, and now we're going to the last possible round in
very
the
last
final
second.
map. Yeah, the last second to the last map possible, and we love to see it. Really, this means that the competition level is just rising for all teams involved, and I love it. But for the potential final round, the Impact will be attempting to defuse a bomb or kill everybody on the top floor.
Diffuse a bomb.
Yes, and they will be pushing up to the top, trying to clear out, trying to get some maybe free picks on a Blackbeard. Blackbeard's wary of the run out from Bridge on the white stairs. Oh no, Luff gets taken his head off.
That is not the opening pick that we wanted to see there. Smoke going down before he can use any of his utility. That's not what you want to see there. Rather take out the Jaeger or the Malusi perhaps, but not the Smoke. Blackbeard just sitting on the window here. We see some great repel action coming in from Impact, and the wall starts to get open on Piano here. There's a little bit of Piano control from the deployable shield, and we see some of the angles in Bathroom being opened up too, but it's going to be up to the attackers on how they want to deal with them.
Yeah, Bridge holding on to Piano pretty effectively. You know, Pixel's very difficult to clear out, especially with those ADSs and the deployable shield. But he's going to need to do a lot if he wants to take this, make up for the lack of a smoke now. He's going to need to hold on much longer than he had before. The Maestro Cam taking a little bit of damage onto the Sophia from the Exile, and then a lot of damage from him onto him.
Exile on his very last breath here. We see 2 players on Impact just within a bullet of being removed from the match. But there we go. Bridge able to get the refrag on the Linux. And a second one. He is just absolutely gunning down the opponents here, giving the man advantage back to Thirsty Bastards. And another shot coming out from Ullers. Now it's down to a 2v4 for Impact. They're going to have to get ballsy, but it's not going to work in their favor. All left to Ash is he's going to have to go for the clutch. He's able to get 2, but it's not going to last. Gentlemen, we are going to match point overtime. 7-7.
Yeah, that was very good recovery coming out from Thirsty Bastards. Losing that smoke early on should have been a death sentence, but they managed to pull it back on the back of Bridge on the Lamai, I believe, and just beautiful play overall from both teams, but Thirsty Bastards just overall able to pull it out in the end. But that is in the past. We're now on the last possible round of the last possible map in this best of 3 series. And
yeah, it's really getting down to it.
We will be going to the first floor, kitchen service, and kitchen cooking. Impact on the defense, Thirsty Bastards on the attack. Who will win?
Oh my god, what a series.
We'll be seeing the clash again coming up for Impact. It worked last time.
You know what worked last time was Exile. He just showed up to work. He was not playing around.
Yeah, if Exile can not get like a lot of early damage onto him or can get some early picks, I think that is probably the best bet that Impact has in taking this. I mean, the man's a beast. He is just on another level at this point. If he can manage to, like, if he wins, it'll be because if his team wins, it'll be because of him. I think. You've got Bridge on the other Thirsty Baskets as well, pulling
I mean,
a
don't
lot
forget
of
about
weight.
Pepinos doing his work too there, sitting on 15.
Absolutely, yeah. I don't want to downplay any of the players. All the players doing their own job and doing it well. But
Oh,
just
Exile going
Exile.
for it. Is he going to get it? Oh,
Oh
a little
no,
bit
it's
of
the
damage.
Blackbeard. He takes out a
Oh.
shield though. If that wasn't a Blackbeard, if that was literally any other operator in the game, it would be dead. But
Got me a little bit scared there.
Exile takes a bit of damage, deals a bit of damage, and takes out one of Blackbeard's shields. That is huge. Blackbeard can only take about 1 or 2 more headshots worth of damage before going down.
Bakery control going over to the attackers pretty early on in the round, but I'd say they're not quite at the point where they can really execute on it. Quite there. Cade charge is still on the wall, and this clash in play and ready to deny the push. Maverick getting a hole in the wall pretty early, able to take out that Cade charge. And it's going to be up to this smoke and clash here to hold on to the prep window as of current. Most of the attackers being funneled into Bakery and the prep wall being opened up.
Yeah, this Clash just doing some chip damage with that shield is pretty strong, especially because the Blackbeard's already a little bit hurt. Just going to make it that much easier to get some body shot kills onto the Blackbeard.
Oh, and the first shot for Linux gets the opening pick of the match.
Yeah, and that is huge. That is the Sophia down. I'm not sure if he had used any utility or not, but Bridge being down is massive considering how much of an impact he's made on this match so far. And Blackbeard getting some nice damage onto him, and he is about a death's hair away from dying. Aller is also almost dead, but he has a nice angle. Oh no, Freezing missing some shots.
You know what? We won't talk about that. I'm sure he doesn't want us to. Oh, but a refrag there from the Nomad on PSY. He's able to take out the K. That's going to be the end of Exile for this game. It's up to PPNOS to hold off the hallway here. He's going to make sure that the Maverick does not push up, but it looks like the attackers are pretty much ready to execute. Blackbeard pushing up in prep. He's getting ready to make for that final execute.
Yeah, Angelo just pushing up to this red stairs, trying to play this plan as much as possible, but might not be successful. The Smoke here on the floor, prone. He's getting ready
Smoke
to kill
able to
some
get
people.
a nice pick. Very vital to take out that Nomad there, giving them the main advantage. And a second pick, downing out that ace there. Maverick able to refrag though. If he can peek this hole, Smoke's going to be just completely fried, and he will be. Maverick putting the main advantage back on them. Oh, but a nice one-tap there from Echo. That's all going to be left up to the Blackbeard with 15 seconds left on the clock. He's got to get a pick here, and he's got to deal with that clash. But time's running out. He's not able to get the down here, and he's taken out by the Echo. It's going to be Impact to take the victory. 8-7 on map number 3. What an absolutely amazing series.
That was incredible, and that last round was so close up to the last moments. It looked like anybody could win it, but Impact just barely making it out on top, and they eventually do. And it takes a long time, but they managed to win it out. Look at that. Exile and Pepino on the top, 17, 16 kills respectively. Linux not far behind with 12, and Jalot with 9. That is an extremely interesting match to watch, and I loved every second of it.
Absolutely amazing, especially in those last few seconds of the round there. I was really, I mean, that Blackbeard almost brought it in, but it's really the one to praise there on the attack for Thirsty Bastards would be the Maverick there, almost bringing it back in the last few seconds as he got that double pick.
Yeah, and one could argue that the early damage onto the Blackbeard from Exile was the deciding factor in that round, because the reason that the Blackbeard was pushing so aggressively towards that clash was because he was at such low health and then the clash would shock him to death quite easily. And then he got shot by the other player that was up still. If he had been able to focus on the other player before dealing with the clash, he could have probably won that out. But as it was, he just did not have the health to play with for that.
Anyway, currently, what we're looking at here is we're going to be getting, a interview here with the IGL for Impact. It's going to be Freezing here, coming to chat with us, have a little conversation about the results of the match, how he's feeling post game, and what he's looking to do going forward. Freezing, are you with us?
Yes, I am.
Congrats, bro. Good
Thank
game.
you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Tight games. Tight games. I'm gonna be honest. Last map was really tight. Kind of stressed.
That was really impressive stuff there.
As tight as it can be.
Yeah.
Right to the end.
Mm.
Is there anything you want to talk about, team coordination wise, the way you guys were playing around one another?
I'm not trying to find any defeats or whatever, but excuses. But I mean, I'm the coach. I'm not the IGL, so I'm the coach. I kind of replayed tonight, and we had one guy in doing some driving like not a test, but like a driving class online. So we were missing for 2 games, one guy in comms, and I was replacing one of our frackers. So I mean, it was a tight game. I wish it would have been differently because I know we got the potential. Both teams played really, really well. Ain't gonna lie, it was tight. It's not because we were missing players that it was that close. We just it was a tight game. I believe that both teams played really well, but it was kind of unfortunate. I'm kind of replacing. I'm a coach. There's a reason why I'm not a player no more. It's because I got some fragment potential. We'll say that like that. But I'm happy.
Sounds super stressful.
Yeah, it is. It is. We were. I'm personally, I'm shaking right now. I'm still shaking. Last round was so fucking stressful. I was stuck in laying down in kitchen, and
Yeah. So yeah, the picks you got though were very impactful, and I just wanted to compliment your smoke play. The recoil control and the angles you're playing were just very good.
Thank you.
And what would you say was like the hardest part of that map? Like, what was your lowest moment in your match?
I'd say our problem as a team is staying cool. What I mean by that is that we're most of the time when we lose 1 or 2 rounds, we kind of freaking out, if you want to. Like we're losing cool, and this is when these guys started winning rounds. It was 3-1 for us. My bad, I believe so. And we started like losing rounds and over and over and over, throwing rounds, and we lost our cool. And these guys, I believe, on their side kept the cool because we saw these guys play really well. And the same, like, how could I say? I feel like we played up and downs, and these guys just were constant.
Any thoughts or any statements for your opponents?
Well, I believe they played really well. To be honest, they really played well.
It was a close series.
Yeah, really, really. We went on 3rd map and won 8-7. So I mean, really close map. GG to these guys. Bridge went crazy, to be honest. I think he top frag all 3 games, or ults top frag 1 game. But I mean, the guy's just crazy. He landed some pre-fires and just some headshot was crazy. I'm gonna give it to Bridge.
Yeah, very exciting match to watch. Thank you for tuning in, Freeze. We really appreciate your insight.
My pleasure. Thank you guys for casting this game, and I hope seeing you guys soon.
Have a good night.
Absolutely.
Have a good night.
Anyway, that's going to be it for the broadcast here. What an incredible match. I am super hyped for everything that we saw tonight. It was a long game, as I was hoping for. We got pretty much everything we could have out of this series, and I'm just happy I was here to watch it.
Yeah, absolutely. That was an absolute barn burner, especially in that last map. I'm glad that we actually ended up going to that last map because it was so close. Both teams just playing their heart out, and unfortunately, obviously, one team had to lose, and the way it shook out, it was thirsty bastards, and they ended up just losing out. Very close game, but I'm sure that we'll see a lot of success in the future, and I wish both teams best of luck.
Yep, incredible to see the individual plays that game. When it was Exile or Bridge, we saw some crazy stuff. Just individual shots, some roam game, the roam clearing, just so many individual pieces that are worth looking at. But there's only so much time in the night. Anyway, I appreciate everybody showing up to watch the game here. It's been an absolutely awesome match and a great first. This is my first game casting for the league, so an absolute awesome one to start on. And I appreciate just both of the teams giving their best so that we could have an awesome game to watch. All right, I will see everybody in our next match.
15 seconds remaining.
que, mettons, marque INT, puis la réponse, ça va être
Five seconds left. Defender is discovered. Defender is approaching a kill zone. Seconds left. Attack. Cover. Defender has been discovered. Attackers dropped the diffuser. Attackers drop the diffuser.